spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport. The man is incredible, the thrill of victory,
Youngest champion,
and the agony of defeat. This is ABC's Wide World of Sport. Today, IROC points leader Mark Martin and Alan Sir Jr. invade Indy for the International Race of Champions. Later, it's the Tour de France. U.S. hopes remain alive with American Bobby Julich. And then, Bill Cowher's Steelers take on Warwick Dunn in the Buccaneers as the AFC meets the NFC in the Hall of Fame game. But first, it's live coverage of the Brickyard 400. Today on ABC's Wide World of Sport.
The 50th anniversary of NASCAR continues today at the most historic track in motorsports, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it's taken only 5 years for the Brickyard 400 to become a NASCAR tradition. Before there was the 400, the dream of winning the Indianapolis 500 brought some of NASCAR's best to the Brickyard. After winning the last race on Daytona Beach in 1958, Paul Goldsmith became the first NASCAR driver to race at Indy later that year. Cale Yarborough drove in 4 500s, including a top 10 finish in 1972. The Alabama gang migrated north to Indianapolis. Despite spinning in practice, Donnie Allison won Rookie of the Year in 1970 and finished 6th in 1971. The great Bobby Allison would follow his brother with 2 starts in 73 and 75. Today, these drivers do not have to race Indy cars to win at Indianapolis. They have their own race, the Brickyard 400. And for the past 4 years, some of NASCAR's best have captured the PPG Trophy. In 1994, Jeff Gordon fulfilled a dream by winning in his home state. The next year, Dale Earnhardt. In 1996, Dale Jarrett. And last year, Ricky Rudd became the 4th driver to put his name on the trophy. Today, the most popular sport converges at the most famous track, the Brickyard 400. The call has been answered once again. The NASCAR Winston Cup Series has returned for the 5th time to the Mecca of motorsports, the nearly 90-year-old Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Brickyard 400. The stories that have developed here in the last 3 days are many. Here's Bill Weber.
For the 2nd straight year, Ernie Irvan starts on the pole. Today in the Skittles Pontiac. Ernie, 2 heartbreaking finishes for you here today. You start up front. Have you thought about what it would be like to win here?
I've been thinking about that for 4 years. You know, this Skittles Pontiac is capable of winning. The team's capable. It's another day, so it'd be awesome.
Good luck.
Thank you.
On the hood of his car, it says, "Taste the rainbow." Today, he hopes to taste victory. Well, Jeff, there are those who believe that history repeats itself. In 1994, you started 3rd and won it. Today, you start 3rd again. Will history indeed repeat itself today?
Well, I hope so. That would be nice. I mean, I definitely feel the confidence that we had in 94. We've got a great race car. We've got some momentum coming out of Pocono. And, you know, if we can have great pit stops like we did last weekend, anything's possible. But I feel really good for the start of this event, and we'll just have to work real hard and see if it's ours today at the end.
Mark Martin is strapping on all the paraphernalia necessary to do 400 miles here. 4 different times he has won in 1998, and 3 of those times from the same starting spot as here. 7. What about today?
I hate to think about it, man. This could be a big day in our careers, and it's, you know, the Sin Power car's running great. The team is pumped up. I'm pumped up. We're looking forward to this race. We've been competitive so far, and we think we might have a shot at it if things go our way.
All right, thank you, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm Bob Jenkins, and the Hoosier skies are sunny. Around 350,000 spectators are here, and in just a few minutes, the command to start engines will be given. 43 have survived the preliminaries and are ready to challenge this flat 2.5-mile rectangle, whose surface has been changed from crushed stone in 1909 to bricks in 1911 to today's asphalt. But back in 1909, it was a tough place to race, and it remains so today for anyone who tries to conquer her. We're almost set to go racing. All the cars are lined up on the main straightaway. and they are set to challenge this track for 160 laps. That's 400 miles in the Brickyard 400. All of those 43 drivers are hoping to duplicate what has been done here by Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, and Ricky Rudd. They have driven to victory here in the first 4 Brickyard 400s. But the challenge is a great one. They have to put aside all of the thoughts about the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and about the possibility of walking off with the largest purse in NASCAR history here this afternoon. Right now, we go to our Wide World of Sports studio in New York, and here is your host, Robin Roberts.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. We'll get back out to you in just a moment. Friday was deadline day in the major leagues. The biggest trade in baseball happened late last night. The Seattle Mariners, at the last possible moment, sent pitcher Randy Johnson to the Houston Astros. Lou Piniella gave him the news. Neither he nor his agent happy about the change of leagues.
For the next 60 days, he'll be in a foreign place and in a foreign uniform and in a foreign league. And going to the National League is not what he wanted and what we wanted, and so. But it's not what we want. It's you know, he has a contract, he has to live up to it.
And now the Astros, who lead the National League Central, are considered World Series contenders with Randy Johnson in fold. All right, big day here on ABC Sports. Following the Brickyard 400, we'll stay at the Brickyard for the final leg of IROC, the International Race of Champions. Then it's the Tour de France, and then 7 p.m. tonight, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the the Pittsburgh Steelers go head-to-head for the Hall of Fame game. All right, it's back to the Brickyard. Jeff Gordon starting in the same spot when he won it in '94.
Recommend trying this in just any car.
When you learn to drive.
At Pennzoil,
Here we go.
we make motor oil that performs under the harshest conditions. Stop and go driving. If Pennzoil can protect these cars with the Taxi Cab 500, maybe you should ask for it next time you change your oil. Stop, go. Pennzoil.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck and he's hurt.
Rusty, it's up to you.
Where does Napa keep over 200,000 different parts? Right up here. Now remember, your belt tension on this is critical. What kind of car is it? Well, I'll sell you all the struts you want, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in without the right tools. I'm sure we have it. Okay, is it a 77 or a 78? Because they changed the carburetor in 78. Actually, that's not a stupid question at all. I know what it used to be. You don't stay at Napa long handing out the wrong answers, and I'm not planning on going anywhere.
America running.
All 43 cars ready to go here at the Brickyard 400, and Benny Parsons will join me in the booth today. Can these drivers put aside the fact that this is Indy?
No, they have to. They have to forget all this we've talked about for the last 3 days. They got to forget about the hype and concentrate on running a race. If they don't, they're going to do something stupid.
Well, we're about to join the Speedway public address system, and Jim Philippi, who will introduce the individual who is going to give the command to start engines here this afternoon. I think it'll be a bit of a surprise to you. Jim Philippi of the Track PA system.
Here to give the command to start the running of the 5th Brickyard 400 is the president of NASCAR, Bill France. On behalf of all the race fans who are here today, and for those who have followed NASCAR and supported us for 50 years, we now request, and I say to you now, start your engines.
with that familiar charge. Gentlemen, start your engine. As the balloon, yellow.
Well, Bill France Jr., and a little different command than we're used to. Was there some intent in that?
Well, this is NASCAR, and this is 50 years. You only get a chance to do this every now and then.
Such a special day for you, for NASCAR. You know, when I wonder, do you realize that you were the first non-homeman in many, many years to give that command?
Well, it's very nice, but the Holman set a great tradition. It would have been nicer today if my father had been here to do this today. That's the only thing that I really regret. But be as it may, it's a great day. The life's got to go on, and we're looking for an exciting race.
Jerry Punch, I have no doubt that somewhere Bill France Sr. is sitting and watching and smiling.
Boy, indeed, Jack. You know, Coach Joe Gibbs, they say sport is about people and human emotion. You've coached in 4 Super Bowls, but this today has to rank right up there.
Jerry, I was trying to put it in perspective. This is 2.5 times the size of any crowd that I coached in front of in a Super Bowl. And if you think about it today, I have a chance, our team does, to win 20 times the money that we ever had an opportunity to win in a Super Bowl. So the Lord's blessed us with a great experience. We're going to try and have a great day today, and it's a thrill. See, it's one of the great experiences in sport.
Best of luck, Coach.
Thank you.
It is a great experience in sports, and ABC Sports presentation of the Brickyard 400 being brought to you by Genuine Chevrolet. The cars more champions trust. Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. Miller Lite, new label, same great taste at Miller time. And by Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running.
Repeating the review from yesterday's accident victim.
Engines getting warmed up on the grid. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. The pole sitter is Ernie Irvin in the Skittles Pontiac, qualifying at a new track record, 179.394, alongside the third winner of the Brickyard 400, Dale Jarrett in the Quality Care Service Ford Credit Ford. In the second row, it'll be Jeff Gordon, the inaugural winner, and Kenny Irwin Jr., the hometown favorite. Row number 3, Jeff Green with his best start of 1998, and Ricky Craven back from injuries. In the fourth row, it'll be Mark Martin. Many think he can win the race, and Terry Labonte, a 2-time NASCAR champion. John Andretti raced many years here in the Indianapolis 500. Bobby Labonte finished second here last year. Sterling Marlin starts in the 11th position inside row number 6 alongside Jeremy Mayfield, who led points for a while. Jeff Bodine didn't make the race last year, and Rusty Wallace alongside of him in the 7th row. Row number 8, a rookie, Buckshot Jones. Mike Skinner flanks him in the 8th row. Joe Nemechek starts in 17th spot in the Bell South Chevrolet, and then Dick Trickle. The 10th row consists of Ken Schrader in the Skoll Chevrolet and Robert Presley in car 77.
In row 11, Jimmy Spencer and Wally Dallenbach in second ride in the 13 car. In row 12 this afternoon, Kenny Wallace, Square D Ford, and Bobby Hamilton. In row 13, Steve Park, his first race back from injuries, and Steve Grissom. In row 14, Ricky Rudd, the defending champion of the Brickyard 400, and Dale Earnhardt, 7-time Winston Cup champion. In row 15, Michael Waltrip and Ward Burton. In row 16, Rich Bickle and Dave Marcus. Back in row 17, we find Kyle Petty and Jeff Burton. In row 18, Chad Little and Morgan Shepherd. Row 19, 1989 champion Bill Elliott and Ted Musgrave. In row 20, Johnny Benson Jr. and Brett Bodine. In the 21st row, Jerry Nadeau and Rick Mass, and Darrell Waltrip will start 43rd here this afternoon in the Monte Carlo.
Let's go down to Jackaroo.
Bob, the track temperature is 123 degrees. That will relate to how the tires perform. But Goodyear has brought an excellent tire, so much so that some teams are experimenting with the possibility under green flag conditions to only take right side rubber, Jerry.
Well, Jack, a year ago, this race was won on fuel mileage. Today, if Bobby Labonte and Joe Gibbs is to pull it off. The most valuable player in this entire operation, maybe this guy right here, Mark Cronquist, the engine builder. He has worked totally on fuel mileage. They are the undisputed heavyweight champion today. They can go at least 45 laps, making this race on just 3 stops. Bill? Pit stops are important, but so are pit starts. Merging into traffic on this very narrow highway. It's only 27 feet from the edge of the pit stall to the edge of the wall here. High-speed crashes can take cars out of contention, but here at the Brickyard in the past, we've seen low-speed crashes take possible winners out of the race. Back up to Bob Jenkins.
Cars warming their tires, getting set to go 160 laps, 400 miles. The posted awards, $5 million, and we should see pit stops if all goes green between laps 35 and 40.
See, the light is out atop the safety car, which means next time the flagman will throw the green flag, and the Brickyard 400 will commence.
There are 5 drivers going for a $1 million bonus, the No Bull 5, the 5 drivers who finished 1 through 5 in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte earlier this year. Several onboard cameras for you were with the 1994 winner of the Brickyard 400, Jeff Gordon.
Also, Rusty Wallace will be carrying an onboard camera here this afternoon. Jeff Burton started back in the field in the X-side batteries. Ford, Darrell Waltrip also has an onboard camera. And Ricky Rudd also will have an onboard camera.
And Steve Park, driving the Pennzoil-sponsored car, also has an onboard camera. This is the final lap before we go green. The crowd on its feet, anticipating one fantastic race here this afternoon. Again, the weather could not be better. It's not hot. It is very cool and comfortable. It is sunny, and this is going to be one heck of a race here this afternoon.
We've been back and forth trying to break in the sidewalls, flex the sidewalls on those tires. So they go down in turn 1, trying to get the maximum grip that these tires will allow them to be as cold as they are.
Every seat in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is filled. We do not know how many permanent seats there are in this facility, somewhere around 300,000. And of course, there are some more in the infield, but this is an incredible sight here as the cars work their way through turns 3 and 4, getting set for the start.
And an incredible sound as well, Bob.
Car comes off corner number 4. It makes the hard left to pit road. Now the field is in command of Ernie Irvan, the pole sitter for the 5th Brickyard 400. And the race is on. Down the backstretch, Jeff Gordon from his 3rd starting spot made sure that he edged Dale Jarrett out of 2nd position. Jeff Gordon chasing Ernie Irvan through the north end of the racetrack now.
Turn 4, we come down the start finish line. Ernie Irvan will lead the first lap of the 1998 Brickyard 400.
The last time he led a NASCAR Winston Cup race was at Bristol in March of this year, and that is the 90th lap that Ernie Irvan has led in competition here at Indianapolis. Dale Jarrett coming to 3rd position now, closing in on Jeff Gordon just a little bit, as the rookie Kenny Irwin will be shown in 4th spot, and this young man has a lot riding on his shoulders here today. But he's doing a fine job here in the early going. 4th spot for the Robert Yates team.
See Ricky Craven back in the 5th spot. Jeff Green is now 6th. Bobby Labonte is 7th.
Craven sat out many races this year due to injuries, and Jeff Green now tries to position himself to the inside. Took a look at least to the inside of Ricky Craven coming out of turn 4, and now Bobby Labonte tries to get to the inside of Green, but nobody's going to be able to make a pass. They go into turn number 1 in the same formation. That's Mark Martin coming up behind Bobby Labonte.
Ricky Craven is not able to get his car down as low as I think he needs to be in these corners. He's a little bit above that white line as Jeff Green once again is trying his best. Bobby Labonte is trying to follow, and Mark Martin also. Look at Jeremy Mayfield.
They form a drafting line at the end of the backstretch, and Green is able to get by Craven, and now Bobby Labonte is going to be able to do so coming out of the second corner and or third corner rather, and into the short chute. But Craven is trying to hang on here. Now Mark Martin will go inside of Ricky and bring Jeremy Mayfield with him.
John Andretti, Rusty Wallace, Terry Labonte. While they get you hung on the outside, it's almost like vultures, isn't it? It will not let you down to the bottom side of the racetrack.
Rusty Wallace has passed Craven. Here comes John Andretti to the inside.
Right along with Rusty Wallace right now. Is Rusty's going to try to make it? No. I thought he was going to try to make it 3 abreast. He decided better of it.
Andretti moved to the inside to block Rusty Wallace from making that pass. Down below that white line, there are rumble strips there to the left on the very inside of the corner. You want to stay away from those.
You see that Jeremy Mayfield has gone by Mark Martin. Put Jeremy now in the 7th spot. Now we see Bobby Labonte making a move on Jeff Green, the battle for the 5th position. Labonte in the green 18, Jeff Green in the 46 car.
And the bright red stripe at the bottom of the air dam on the front of the car indicates that that driver is, among the 5, eligible for the $1 million bonus in the No Bull 5. Bobby Labonte again looks to the inside of Jeff Green. Down the backstretch, Labonte makes the move as they go into turn 3.
Takes over the 5th position.
Race pace is at over 169, almost 170 miles an hour. 4 laps are in the books. Back up front, it is still Ernie Irvan showing the way over Jeff Gordon and Dale Jarrett, and coming back there in 4th position, a few car lengths behind Jarrett, is Kenny Irwin Jr. Ernie Irvan's best finish here at the Brickyard was second back in 1996. He started on the pole and finished in 10th position last year.
It's amazing how well Ernie Irvan gets around this racetrack.
And of course, we need to point out that this is not the same team that he was with last year when he won the pole here and led the first 39 laps of the race.
His first year with the Skittles team, this is the Pontiac. Last year he had the Ford Thunderbird. That Jeremy Mayfield now has passed Jeff Green to go into the 6th spot as we watch Jeff Gordon follow Ernie Irvan right down to the white line.
Jeff Gordon will celebrate his 27th birthday on Tuesday. He led the most laps here at Indianapolis last year, 156. Total in the 4 years of the Brickyard 400.
See Dale Jarrett, the Ford Taurus is closed up right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. NASCAR's got to be loving this. Pontiac, Chevrolet, Ford.
Ernie Irvan comes down and completes 7 laps. Gordon second, and Jarrett, Irwin, Labonte, Mayfield, Green, Martin, Andretti, and Wallace at the Brickyard 400.
Okay, guys, who's turning 50?
Do I look 50? Hey,
I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Exide NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MB&A MasterCard worth $50,000.
Thanks. I'll be right back.
Hey, thanks for
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
On the 4th of July weekend, one sound you didn't hear was the roar of NASCAR thunder at Daytona. That's because the track was transformed into a command post to assist the firefighting efforts in Central Florida. Speedway-owned fire trucks and over 80 employees from the Daytona track, the International Speedway Corporation, and NASCAR went to work in the firefighting efforts. The Speedway also donated food and water to the men and women on the front lines. For that reason, we created the Goodyear Heart of Racing Award, and we're proud to present the inaugural award to the people of Daytona International Speedway. Thankfully, the fires are out in Central Florida, but the serious need for relief continues. So Goodyear is also donating $25,000 to the Disaster Relief Fund. Please join Goodyear, the Daytona Speedway, and NASCAR in this truly winning effort, and help out any way you can. Thank you.
Gordon is way behind.
Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done.
Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy Baloo. What the heck is that?
Ooh, that's got to hurt. Well, what could possess a man to drive like that?
Gotcha. He's making his move backwards. Gordon wins.
We got to get him a cup holder.
That's it. Generation Next.
It's a World Cup reunion MLS style. The best in the U.S. take on the world in the MLS All-Star Game, live Sunday at 2:30 on ABC.
From the director of Men in Black and Get Shorty. A new series about love, gators, and other things that fight. Beau Bridges is Maximum Bob, premiering Tuesday on ABC.
Brickyard 400, 9 laps old here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, still being led by Ernie Irvan. Best battle on the racetrack recently has been for 8th, 9th, and 10th position. Jeff Green was running 8th, but he has been passed by both John Andretti and Rusty Wallace, who now takes the position away from Andretti.
A couple laps ago, Jeremy Mayfield, back in the 6th spot, was the fastest car, had the fastest lap. His previous lap, Jeff Gordon had the fastest lap of the top 6 cars.
Gordon still, however, running second to Ernie Irvan.
And guys, as expected, Ernie Irvan likes the way his car is operating right now. In fact, since the drop of the green flag, absolutely no radio communication between he and Ryan Pemberton.
Check the speeds here for you at the line. Well, looks like all the way down to Mark Martin is going to be the fastest car that last lap. Dale Jarrett second. Jeremy Mayfield with the 3rd fastest lap. Mayfield now positioning himself to take the spot away from Bobby Labonte, and he does. That's 5th spot, Jerry.
Well, updating the Jeff Green situation, he qualified 5th, and as you mentioned a moment ago, Bobby is dropping back. They tell me in the pits, Gary Rosenbacher just radioed Jeff, and he was told that the car is loose entering the corner. But Jeff said, get this, as the fuel burns off, Benny, it is going to get better and is already starting to improve.
As the fuel burns off, they start picking up some front weight, and that will make the car push going in the corner rather than getting loose.
That's Terry Labonte right behind Green now as they once again swing off of corner number 4 and hit the main straightaway. Jeff Green falling back to 10th position.
So a tire mark coming off turn 4 a moment ago means that someone has brushed the wall earlier on. They're trying to make that exit off turn 4. You see Terry Labonte.
Jeff Green finished 3rd in the Busch Series Grand National Division point standings in 1996. This is his 37th, or rather his 36th career start in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. Jeff Burton has been making some good advances, Benny.
He's currently up to 16th position in this 99 car, and he told us this week in his interview that the car races so great and they cannot qualify. And they really don't have any reason for it except they just have all kinds of problems trying to qualify.
There is Jeff Burton. Moving up to 14th position now.
As a matter of fact, Jeff Burton, he started 34th and has worked his way up to 16th.
Not a real surprise, though. This guy has been on a hot streak of recent. It's Jeff Bodine running right ahead of him.
As a matter of fact, Jeff Bodine is running 13th, so we put Jeff Burton in 14th, closing in on 13th.
Again, let's remind you about the No Bull 5 drivers, the 5 eligible as a result of finishing 1 through 5 at the Coca-Cola 600.
There's Jeff Bodine in 13th place, the 7 car. Yes, that's Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, and
Dale Jarrett.
Dale Jarrett, correct. And Jeff Burton goes by, takes over that 13th spot.
They win $1 million if they can come home the victor here this afternoon. Still much the same up front. The first 3 cars are in line, then a few spaces back to Kenny Irwin. But hot on his heels is Jeremy Mayfield.
Jeremy's only a 2 3/4 behind the leader, Ernie Irvin.
We'll be right back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400 after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal.
Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
Summer's here, and you know what that means? People are going places, and we'll take you there. America's Funniest Home Videos.
We do it all for you, America.
ABC tonight. In a summer of reruns, here's something brand new.
The hits keep on coming.
It's so new, they don't even know what they're going to do.
I'd like to take you out for a few drinks, but I'm a minor.
Come on, I'm horny. Whose line is it anyway? With Drew Carey, premiering Wednesday.
I am predicting a lot of booty tonight.
A vacation cruise, a dream getaway.
You had 700 unsupervised kids to cruise the house.
Before you cruise into unexpected waters, watch Pam Martin's investigation, Smooth Sailing, Monday at 5 on Channel 2 Action News. The deal. Your tax dollars help build homes for low-income families. The families pitch in most of the labor.
Did you agree knowing you couldn't do it?
Yeah.
You're paying for it. Richard Belcher's whistleblower investigation, Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Now at Pep Boys, get any 4 of our 35,000-mile all-season steel-belted tires at an incredible low $99. At Pep Boys, now.
Every weeknight during the Channel 2 6 at 11 o'clock news, Infinity brings you the stock report for all the stock information you need from Peachtree Street to Wall Street. Infinity. Own one and you'll understand.
Cash 4 players won big last night, and you can win an estimated $11 million tonight with Lotto Georgia. Watch tonight's drawings at 11 only on Channel 2.
Channel 2 Action News with Monica Kaufman and John Pruitt.
Back at Indianapolis, where the caution is over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the first time in the Brickyard 400. Jeff Bodine has at least 3 flat tires.
I think all 4 tires are flat. He spun down in turn 1 and that Hasbro out the caution flag. But you can see that the rear tires, as they came apart, let's check and see if we can see what happened to Jeff Bodine. Comes off the corner and around he goes. When he locks the brakes down as the car skids across that asphalt, that just wears the tires out.
Doesn't look like he hit anything, but what happened was when he flattened the tires, they shredded as he drove around the racetrack, and so there is debris scattered over the course that will take a few minutes to clean up by the NASCAR and Speedway safety personnel. Bodine, meanwhile, has made his way to the pit area.
And there's the debris that you're talking about that needs to be cleaned up. Meanwhile, the pace cars come off turn 4, and it looks like every car on the racetrack is coming into the pits.
Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron is proud to be part of the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. We welcome the Goodyear Blimp to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the Brickyard 400. Pit Road becomes very, very busy. Just about everybody has decided to come in for this pit stop on lap 18. Jack?
Well, it's a little earlier than they had hoped, but Ernie Irvin will come on, and they will just change right side rubber. Now, if you watch the rear of the car, they have put what we call a wedge adjuster in one turn down, Benny, and you can see it's a very quick stop. He's off and away. Will he beat Gordon out of the line? No, Jeff Gordon looks as if he will take over the lead, exiting pit road.
Yes, indeed, the two flip-flop. Jeff Gordon leads Ernie and Dale out of the pits. Well, the Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron hovers over. Goodyear invites you to sign on to its website at www.goodyear.com to learn more about the Goodyear Blimp fleet. A huge crowd on hand here at Indianapolis for this running of the NASCAR Winston Cup race. We'll take a break and be right back with more.
At Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil, specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go, Pennzoil. Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a one-year lease on a 99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tooling Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Play Pepsi Pop Culture. Just drink Pepsi or Mountain Dew. Match-winning phrases and win tons of cool prizes. From cash to trips. Even a new Jeep Wrangler. Pepsi Pop Culture. Drink, match, win.
Hey, all these amazing prizes are just waiting to be won in Pepsi Pop Culture. So come on, play.
After 50 years of sponsoring professional rodeo, you learn a few things about horsepower. Like when it's a good time to put your brand on the horse with the most power. Wrangler is a proud sponsor of the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated #1 race car. Driven by Steve Park and branded by Wrangler.
Sunday, the summer of Ernest Palooza continues. When the crown jewels are stolen, God save the Queen.
No problemo.
Ernest rides again, Sunday on ABC.
Get a look at this man. He really knows how to make a move. Dylan McDermott on The Practice, moving to Sunday nights on ABC.
Bobby? Oops, sorry.
Jeff Bodine remains on pit road. He changed the tires and went out and flatted some more, so he's back in for a second time. And Jeff Burton has also experienced some problems. Let's see if we can determine what happened to him.
Watch as he's trying to leave the pit just a moment ago. That was see cars. He's only going to change 2 tires, and as he leaves the pit, other cars are going to try to leave. He tries to turn around that tire, and when he does, he bumped, I think, the rear tire bumped another car, and it's broken something in the rear or maybe the transmission.
Down to Jerry Punch for an update.
Waddell Wilson, the team manager for Jeff Bodine. First, Waddell, what happened to Jeff on the racetrack?
Well, all I know is the spotters, hollered and spun around, and then we blew all 4 tires, and, we came in, and the caution car was picking us, right behind us. So we stopped and hoping we'd not lose a lap, went back out. And in turn, that cost us, messing up our left side. So we should have went in and changed all 4. But, what's done. Now we'll have to fix. We have a water leak, and the left side's messed up. The fenders. Most of the time, the interliners will hold the car up, though, so you can make another lap.
Well, the damage much more severe for Jeff Bodine than just merely cosmetic. They pushed the car back toward the garage to make the repairs that Waddell Wilson is talking about. Bob?
We are still under caution. They are cleaning up the debris on the racetrack. Right after our coverage of the Brickyard 400, stay tuned because it's the International Race of Champions that was held here at this facility yesterday, bringing out a huge crowd, and a thrilling race it was. The International Race of Champions next after our coverage of the Brickyard. The Brickyard 400 is 20 laps old. Jeff Gordon now the leader.
As Napa drivers, you're responsible for safely delivering the best parts in the world. So I've brought in a special guest instructor. Ron Hornaday, NASCAR Truck Series champion.
You want to go to the turns about 130.
What's the safe distance to be from the guy in front of you?
5 inches. It's called drafting.
Oh?
All right, get in the truck. I'm going to have to show you. You getting all this down?
They're going to can me for this.
Meet Duke, cop. He loves his job. And the third door in his Chevy S10. It's one of a kind. Just like Duke. Chevy S10, like a rock.
Please, don't drive drunk.
When you learn to drive.
At Pennzoil,
Here we go.
we make motor oil that performs under the harshest conditions. Stop and go driving. If Pennzoil can protect these cars at the Taxi Cab 500, maybe you should ask for it next time you change your oil. Stop, go. Pennzoil.
A lot of kids get into crime because they don't have a stand-up adult to set them straight. If you care, become a mentor and teach a kid right from wrong. So do some good, help a kid. Here's the number to find out how. Children first. Go on, do it.
Back at Indianapolis, the green will be coming out soon. Let's get a quick report from Bill Weber.
Clearly one of the best race cars on the track from 34th to about 13th, Jeff Burton, but now you're out of the car behind the wall. What's the problem?
I guess it broke feels like it broke a transmission. It was either transmission or rear end gear. Real shame. Next side forward really fast. And, they don't pay you for running fast, they pay you for finishing well. And we didn't do that very well.
Okay, he had some contact on pit road with Dave Marcus.
Field will be getting the green in just a few moments. Jeff Gordon is now at the front of the line with Ernie Irvin running second, followed by Dale Jarrett, Jeremy Mayfield, and Kenny Irwin.
We saw that Ernie Irvin changed 2 tires, but Gordon beat him out, so that means, obviously, that he changed 2 tires as well. I would guess that most of these cars up front did, in fact, change 2.
Pace begins to accelerate here. Pace car heads for pit road, and we're going to be back to racing here on lap number 23 as the crowd stands and cheers as Jeff Gordon leads them down for the restart. On board with Jeff Gordon, looking back on Ernie Irvan. Caution period lasted for 5 laps. It was when debris was scattered on the course from Jeff Bodine's flat tires. And they fan out 3 and 4 wide down the back chute, Benny.
Yes, they do. We see Bill Elliott on the inside. By the way, I think Elliott won the championship in 88, not 89. That's it, 89. Earlier, see, Terry Labonte hung on the outside. Joe Nemechek in the blue car right in the middle of your picture.
There is Dale Earnhardt right behind Dick Trickle. He's running back there in about 18th position. Now he looks to the inside of Trickle as they come down the straightaway, and it's like he's going to pick up the spot and possibly bring Joe Nemechek in the 42 car with him.
Boy, you saw Nemechek dive in there as quick as he could, trying to cover that spot before Trickle could get down. As you see Ward Burt get on the inside of Wally Dallenbach. That's Burt in 22, Dallenbach in 13, Labonte in 5.
And once you get your nose to the inside of the car ahead of you, you can often clear the way for the car behind you.
That's basically what's happening as we see the 13 car has now lost 2 more positions.
So Wally Dallenbach needs to get to the inside of the racetrack and back down on the inside line, or he's going to lose more spots. Oh, Terry Labonte very, very loose coming out of the corner. And look at them go around Ken Schrader and Wally Dallenbach.
Oh, Schrader's very, very loose. Looks like Schrader might have a problem, and cars just ducking right and left. Schrader does have a problem in the 33 car. He's right in the middle of the racetrack, and they're trying their best to miss him as they go down the straightaway.
Man, oh, man. Something is wrong with Ken Schrader's car. Everybody took evasive action to get him around him. Now Sterling Marlin and Dick Trickle trade some paint as they move through the second turn. Meanwhile, Rusty Wallace is making a move, trying to take over 5th position from Kenny Irwin Jr.
And we see that Ernie Irvan has lost a couple of spots. Jeremy Mayfield is in the 2nd spot. Dale Jarrett in 3rd, but Ernie back in 4th, and now Rusty in 5th.
Jeff Gordon continues to lead with 24 laps completed. That last lap, the fastest car on the racetrack was the car second in line there. Jeremy Mayfield ran a lap at over 170 miles an hour. Here comes his teammate Rusty Wallace and Irwin and John Andretti. Mark Martin's number 6 car painted differently this weekend, as they are promoting the synthetic line of Valvoline products. Andretti runs 7th and Mark Martin 8th. And Schrader, Benny, there's the reason why he was so slow on the racetrack. Maybe had a tire go down. He came in for a change of right side rubber, and he's back on the racetrack.
Looks like he's going to lose a lap. Here he comes down pit road at 55 miles per hour. Here comes Jeff Gordon at 170 miles per hour. Who do you think's going to win this race?
Little doubt about this contest. Ken Schrader is going to lose a lap, and of course they use the exit road to build up speed and blend with the others at the exit of turn number 2. Jeff Gordon has built himself up a little bit of a lead here. It's just about a half second over Jeremy Mayfield, and by the same token, Mayfield with about a half-second advantage on Dale Jarrett.
John Andretti, another local driver from the Indianapolis area.
Yeah, a couple of one current and one former resident of the Indianapolis area. Kenny Irwin spends time down in the Carolinas to be close to the racetrack, but his real home is here in Indianapolis, and John Andretti, by the same token, raced out of this city for many, many years. But Kenny Irwin is doing a pretty good job so far. He's a young man who had tears in his eyes when he completed his qualifying run here on Thursday.
Yes, I was really shocked at how emotional that Kenny became when we tried to talk to him about qualifying on the outside of the second row. And he started coming here when he was 6 years old with his dad. And to be able to race this speedway and to qualify on the outside of the second row, he really was overcome with emotion.
But you put all that emotion behind you, or you try to, when you get in that race car and strap in and go to work. And Jeremy Mayfield now is right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. Maybe he'll take a shot at him here as they move through the short chute between turns 1 and 2.
This looks like the first Pocono race all over again. Jeremy Mayfield, his only victory in his career came at Pocono back in June. Jeff Gordon was second, but could not outrun the 12 car. Had his chances, could not do it. Jeremy passed him, went on to the victory.
You saw Jeff Gordon move to the inside briefly and then back to the outside. He's simply trying to break the draft that Jeremy Mayfield has on him. Let's see again. Gordon just trying to break that draft. Let's go to the pit stop report from Jerry Punch.
Well, let me show you what may have ruined Kenny Strader's day. A small puncture in the right rear tire. The small piece here has been punctured. The right rear tire was going down. He came on the pit road, changed 2 right side tires, but unfortunately lost a lap. His chances of victory may have gone away. Bob?
Still watching this battle up front as Mayfield and Gordon are running very close to each other.
And Dale Jarrett is getting closer and closer to this front, too. There we see Jarrett back in third spot. Jeremy Mayfield, the only one of the top 3 cars right now that doesn't have a chance to win the Winston Noble $1 million.
And, Benny, one of the problems here at Indianapolis is the difference between running really well and really badly is so very narrow that minor changes can make a car get as much as a quarter of a second quicker. That's the case with Jeremy Mayfield. He was complaining that the car was a little pushy, meaning the nose wanted to point to the wall. During his pit stop, they adjusted on the car, and now they've loosened it up. And according to Paul Andrews, they've freed up the car. Mayfield likes it much better.
The graphic shows you that the interval was about a second and 5/100 a few laps ago, but now it's down to less than half a second. Dale Jarrett to Jeff Gordon.
Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter, he'll continue to run his 4th spot. There he goes, the red car. These cars are so beautiful coming around these corners. How they're able to keep those cars as flat as they are. These crews have done a magnificent job getting these cars prepared to run at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Fastest lap that time around was run by Jeff Gordon at 168.7, Mayfield at 168.4. May be content here to follow Jeff.
You know he isn't content. He's a race car driver. He wants to be up front, leading the race. He evidently feels like right now it's in his best interest to follow Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon already with 2 NASCAR Winston Cup championships under his belt in 95 and 97. Was the youngest driver to ever win 2 NASCAR Winston Cup titles at the age of 26.
Let's check the speeds this time at the line and see. That time Dale Jarrett out of the top 3 was quick. Now we go back to Mark Martin and where we find the fastest time. The car that's running in 8th spot. Dale Jarrett was the 2nd fastest car. John Andretti the 3rd.
Jack Arute has a report on Jeremy Mayfield still trying to chase down Gordon.
Bob, remember when I told you how the car had that push early on? Well, here's what happens to the right front tire when you've got to push at Indianapolis. You keep turning, it keeps going out towards the wall. This is the inside shoulder. It literally ran it right down to the cord in the inner liner on this Goodyear tire.
And that was only in 20 laps. So it's a good thing they did fix that problem because the fuel tank says they can run about 40 laps before they got to make a pit stop. But if you wear the tire out, obviously you've got to make that stop much quicker.
33rd lap has just been completed, and we go down to Jerry Punch.
Guys, at the very beginning of the race when Jeff Gordon was following Ernie Irvin, he had a bad push in the car. You just heard Jack Root describe what a push is. Now, they came in and changed 2 right-side tires. Ray Evernham elected not to make any adjustments on the car. He said, listen, Jeff, if you pass the leader and get up on the lead and are not following anybody, the push will go away. That is why Jeff Gordon needs to stay in front of the 12 car.
And he is doing so at the moment. Let's check on what else is going on behind him. There is Wallace, Kenny Irwin, John Andretti, Mark Martin, and Bobby Labonte. They are running 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. We're going to lock down our camera here. We'll let the field pass by. You can look for your favorite car and see where he is in relationship to everybody else. Here's Jeff Gordon making the move into turn number 1. Here comes the line led by Rusty Wallace. There is Schrader, who's a lap down. Terry Labonte. Oh, and Jeremy Mayfield is into the wall. And his pursuit of Gordon ends tragically. Heavy damage to the front end of the number 12 Mobil 1 machine. And Jeremy Mayfield's chances of winning the Brickyard 400 are up in smoke.
Yes, they are. Well, he had a great race car today. We see the right front tire is obviously flat. He's got more problems than that. Something dragging the racetrack.
We take a look at what happened.
Came off the corner, and it's like the right front. He did exactly the same thing. I guess that's the 3rd corner.
That's turn 1. That's turn 1 there.
Turn 1.
Benny, despite the adjustments they made on Jeremy Mayfield's car, they were continuing to be worried about problems with that right front. We showed you how quickly they could scuff off the rubber. That may be exactly what the problem is. Now they're going to call Mayfield into the garage and make the repairs there.
That's exactly what it looks like happened, Jack, that the right front tire goes flat because he comes off the corner, and for no reason the car just veered to the right. And, you know, he did the same thing in practice yesterday. Remember? As he came off turn 4, he just brushed the wall, and the right front tire went flat there. So, evidently, they have a problem wearing the inside of the right front out for some reason.
Mayfield making his way back to the pit area in a very, very badly damaged Ford Taurus. Jeremy Mayfield has taken himself out of contention here this afternoon. So the caution light is on for the 2nd time here this afternoon. And it comes on lap number 35. Let's take a look at another replay from Jeff Gordon's onboard camera.
And watch that car just veer to the right. Yep. The right front tire goes flat, and he goes up and smacks the wall. That's what he thought he was going to do yesterday, he said. He was very lucky he didn't do that yesterday.
Well, we'll be back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400 after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a 1-year lease on a 99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tooling Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Bosch Super Spark Plugs, only 89 cents each.
At Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil. Specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go. Pennzoil.
Get your hot dogs here. Get your hot dogs here. Some folks are still brushing up for the NFL preseason.
Hot your dick dogs here.
Thank goodness the players are ready. The Steelers beat the Buccaneers tonight on ABC.
Black folk never fill up their gas tank all the way. We just put just enough gas in for the trip we're going on that particular day. You want me to fill it up, man? No, give me $2. I ain't going that far.
He's George Jefferson and Archie Bunker rolled into one. He's Darrell Hughley, ABC this fall. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., come see Atlanta's largest linen selection. Hundreds of queen comforter sets, $48. Complete sheet sets, $8. Daybed sets, $46. Deep pocket sheet sets, $30. This weekend only, Southern Textiles, 957-1843.
Peachtree Marketplace, Atlanta's largest air-conditioned antique center. 200 dealers, 50,000 feet, antiques, Oriental rugs, home furnishings, collectibles. $10 million inventory open every day. Peachtree Marketplace, 2 miles inside the perimeter on Peachtree Industrial, 457-8003. Go.
Cash for Players won big last night, and you can win an estimated $11 million tonight with Lotto Georgia. Watch tonight's drawings at 11 only on Channel 2.
Don't miss the cars and stars of the Indy 500 as they light the night in the inaugural Atlanta 500 Classic. You want action? It's coming. August 29th, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Be cool for school at the Sports Shoe, your back-to-school headquarters for shoes and apparel by Nike, Adidas, Reebok, and more. The Sports Shoe, now 20 Atlanta stores.
Your money in a government deal gone bad. Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
You're watching Auto Racing on ABC Sports.
Brickyard 400 is under caution for the second time this afternoon on lap number 36 due to a crash involving Jeremy Mayfield. Today at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on ABC Sports, it's a Tour de France special, the last weekend of the world's most prestigious cycling event. That's at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, today on ABC. Jack Arute.
Well, they brought Jeremy Mayfield's car into the gasoline alley area. He's going to get out of the car. Jeremy, from the replays, it looks as if the right front let go. And what was the problem?
Right front, again, we just had a good car, just, had to adjust a little bit. And we fixed all we could do on it and it happened again. And just a bad day for us, had a good car.
Fellas?
Well, Jeremy obviously upset, wants to get away from the people and just go back and sit down and think about it for a while.
I mean, the kid had a great race car.
Yes, he did.
He thought he had a chance to win the Brickyard 400, so he is extremely disappointed, as he should be.
Well, there's one more reason why this is going on, too, guys. Everybody runs the Goodyear tire. And, we talk about how you try and have proprietary information. Well, when you see a problem like that, they try to debrief the driver and make sure that it's not a problem that is inherent to the Goodyear tire. We don't think it is. We think it's just a case of, as you know, Benny, you can mess with tire pressures, and sometimes you can go just a little too far. But that's why they want to talk to Jeremy and make sure that anything he feels or felt or experienced with those two tires isn't something that's inherently wrong with the tire.
Above the Indianapolis Motor Speedway floats one of America's most enduring corporate images, the Goodyear blimp. Today, the Goodyear blimp Spirit of Akron is helping ABC provide an aerial view of the action below on the racetrack. And flying in beautiful blue Hoosier skies here this afternoon. Well, pit road is open. The Jeremy Mayfield car has been there, but now it's back behind the wall of the garage area, and so that opens up pit road for those who choose to come in for service, and we anticipate a busy pit road once again. Here comes Jeff Gordon leading Dale Jarrett and Ernie Irvin and Rusty Wallace and others down to the pits.
We see the green flag waving. You see the NASCAR official waving the green flag. That tells the field that pit road is open. They can come down and make their pit stops as long as they don't speed on pit road. We see Earnhardt stopping in his pit.
Looks like every car on the racetrack has come in. Gordon at the top of your screen, then Jarrett and Ernie Irvin on the bottom. Gordon arrives first in his pit as they go to work on the right side of the cars. Ernie Irvin just now arriving. He is pitted down toward turn number 1.
No changes whatsoever on Jeff Gordon's car. 4 tires on a single adjustment. There, Gordon is off the jack. 16.5 for Gordon. Now they drag Grace to the end of pit road. Gordon will get in front of Dale Jarrett.
But a few cars, including our pole sitter, Ernie Irvin, chose to change once again right side.
Looks like about 4 cars only took on about 2 tires, so that makes Jeff Gordon back there in about 5th position. We'll check them as they come around. There's Irvin, John Andretti, Terry Labonte,
and Buckshot Jones.
So those cars will be in front of Jeff Gordon when we go back to racing. Ernie Irvin only changed 2 tires. That's the reason his pit stop was a little over 9 seconds.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck, and he's hurt. Rusty, it's up to you.
sophisticated, stylish, and yet with an exhilarating V6. Chevy Monte Carlo lets you express that hidden part of your personality, just dying to get out.
Mr. Freeman.
How are you? Tommy? Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
It's late, it's wet, and the flat tire puts you up against the wall. Wouldn't it be great if you could just drive to safety? Now you can with new Goodyear Aqua Steel Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, you can drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety. Aqua Steel Run Flat. Only from Goodyear.
Hey, the front desk gave me this coupon book.
Oh, great. I don't want to go to Monkey World. I don't want to go to the Dental Museum.
Really? How about SeaWorld? How about the Hard Rock Cafe?
Check into any Comfort Inn or Comfort Suites and get Comfort coupons.
Don't toy with us, please.
Over $1,000 in discounts on stuff you really want. Theme parks, movies, airline tickets.
So now we can afford another 2 weeks?
Kids stay free and you get the coupon book. It's more than a room, it's comfort.
Gordon is way behind.
Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done.
Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy baloo. What the heck is that?
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. Well, what could possess a man to drive like that?
Gotcha. He's making his move backwards. Gordon wins.
We gotta get him a cup holder.
Deficit generation next.
The Brickyard 400 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. Miller Lite, who reminds you that a Miller time can be anything you want, as long as it feels good. Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. And Team Monte Carlo, Chevy, the cars more champions trust.
Pace car comes off the racetrack. Flagman has green flag in hand, and here we go. See Schrader down on the inside. We told you he's a lap down. He wants to pass Ernie Irvin and get that lap back. Irvin gets the jump, though, down in turn one.
You also see that Jeff Burton is back on the racetrack, so is Jeff Bodine. The only car not on the racetrack right now is that of Jeremy Mayfield, who brought out the most recent caution. We told you that John Andretti was up there among those who only changed 2 tires and was ahead of Jeff Gordon, but he apparently had an incident with the 50 car of Ricky Craven. He had to come in for another stop, and so he's well back in the field.
And had some damage to the right front fender in the car.
Jack Arute has more on that.
Here's what happened as Ricky Craven was pulling out on the outside lane. Well, John Andretti's work was done on pit road. He pulled out, and they collided, and that collapsed the area on the outside, the right side of the car. Check with Robbie Loomis, the crew chief. He said it hasn't hurt anything structurally, but it has killed them aerodynamically. They are actually considering fashioning some repairs during the next caution using, for the pass for the lead, let's go back up to you.
Not a pass for the lead, but a pass for position as Jeff Gordon has gone around Terry Labonte and taken over second, and Dale Jarrett has gone to third. Now, there are a couple of lap cars between, or there were. Those 2 cars now have gotten back a lap from Ernie Irvin as they go down the backstretch.
See Irvin move over, so he's trying to block Jeff Gordon from getting by. Now he dives to the inside of Jeff Burton. Whoa. And luckily, Jeff Burton decided to let him go. No contact. You can see Burton move over, let all these leaders go by.
Ken Schrader is back at the tail end of the lead lap now with his car ahead of Ernie Irvin's. Jeff Gordon right behind. Then comes Dale Jarrett. Terry Labonte back in 4th spot. Kenny Irwin in 5th. Then Dale Earnhardt running in 6th spot along with Rusty Wallace. And we saw Kenny Irwin look to the inside of Terry Labonte there.
Once again, this is Jeff Gordon coming off the second corner with 4 fresh tires. The Skittles car in front only changed 2, but he goes by Kenny Schrader in the 33, Puts him back a lap down.
Jeff Gordon has finished 8th or better in 10 of the last 11 races, including 3 wins. That's one of the reasons why he has reassumed command in the point standings. Chasing down Ernie Irvin. These guys have raced together for many laps in the short history of the Brickyard 400.
They sure have.
In the inaugural year, they raced side by side until Ernie cut a tire down, allowing Jeff to coast home for the victory.
That's the battle for the lead. 36, Ernie Irvin with the lead, and he comes high. Here comes Jeff Gordon trying to take a look to not quite get underneath the 36 car.
Dale Jarrett also had a good run, it looked like, and now perhaps, nope, Jeff is not going to be able to make a move at the end of the backstretch. That last lap was 169.4 for Jeff Gordon, the fastest among the top 3.
I think that move that Jeff Gordon made was a defensive move rather than an offensive move. I think he felt like that Dale Jarrett was going to get a run and get by him if he wasn't careful. That 4th car in line is Jeff Burton, and we see just how fast that car was before he had his problems. And spent 18 laps in the pits correcting that problem.
Jeff Bodine is shown as 19 laps down. And again, Ken Schrader is a lap down. Again, Jeff Gordon tries to get himself to the inside. He's got a good run this time. Is he going to even be able to make it? No. Ernie's got good speed off the corner.
He does have some power off the corner. Once again, we see that's to block Dale Jarrett. It looks like he's trying to make a move on Ernie Irvin, but instead, he's trying to block Jarrett from taking over that 2nd spot. I think right now that Gordon is faster than Ernie, and he's concerned that if Jarrett gets by him and gets by Ernie easily, that Jarrett will drive away while he tries to get by Ernie.
Gordon trying to protect that inside line. That's where you want to be when you get to the corner. Here they come down the straightaway. The first 3, and then Jeff Burton, who is back in the 42nd position after transmission problems.
Hey, guys, prior to that pit stop...
Oh! Irvin slipped. Sorry to interrupt, but he slipped big time in turn number 1, and the 3 cars behind him went around.
That reminds me of the year that Dale Jarrett won the race. Going down in turn 1, exactly the same thing Ernie did in the 28 car.
So Jeff Gordon now has taken the lead, and Dale Jarrett is in 2nd position.
Way to hang on. He was trying to make you lose. He wanted it.
That's Irvin's spotter. Irvin's crew chief said that Jeff was really trying to make you lose because he wanted that number 1 spot. Ernie was telling that the car got loose getting in the corner is what happened to it.
5 bonus points are awarded to a driver who can lead a lap in a NASCAR Winston Cup race, and 5 more to the driver who leads the most laps. Here's what happened to Ernie.
We can see just how loose that car was, and I tell you what, another look.
Boy, he's very lucky that he didn't lose control in that gray stuff up there.
I started to say a lesser driver would have been in that wall.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
On board with Jeff Gordon, the leader now, looking back on 2nd place, Dale Jarrett. He won here at the Brickyard 400 in 1996. It's a total of 42 laps at the head of the field, but so far today we've only had 2 leaders, Irvin and Gordon, and 3 lead changes. Down to Jerry Punch.
I started to say before we all held our breath a moment ago watching Ernie Irvin that prior to that pit stop, Dale Jarrett was no threat to be able to pass Jeff Gordon because Jarrett had such a severe push, he couldn't get the car to turn underneath Gordon heading into the corner. But they made an adjustment on the pit stop with a track bar. Todd Perry and the crew to loosen up the 88 car. And now he would like to be able to get the car to turn underneath Gordon. However, the car will be very loose with a car behind him. And indeed, that's exactly what he's got, with Jeff Burton right in on his back bumper.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's the problem he's got right now. If his car is a little bit loose, Jeff Burton, the same thing as Jeff Gordon a moment ago behind Ernie Irvin. When that car pulls up right on your rear bumper and you're not able to get that airflow across your roof back onto that spoiler, it makes the car very, very loose. What happened earlier, it looks like what's happening to Dale Jarrett right now.
And here's where spotters guys come into play. Todd Barrett is radioed up to the spotter area and has asked them to talk to the spotter and also on pit road to crew chief Bobby Hudson for the 99 car. Because he's a lap down, say, please have him give us a little room. Tell Burton what our problem is. He's several laps down. He's not in the hunt. We'll have to wait and see if Burton backs off.
Taking a look at Steve Park and Dale Earnhardt as they run 8th and 9th. Bobby Labonte running in 10th position. The number 1 car is owned by Dale and Teresa Earnhardt, and it's being driven by Steve Park, who was injured practicing for the Atlanta Winston Cup race and is making his return. He's got some damage there on the rear end of his car, Benny.
Someone is running the back of his automobile. I have no idea who it was.
Unfortunately,
we had a camera back there.
But we're not showing you very much because it's all sprinkled up and blocking the view. But Steve Park doing a great job. He started in 25th position.
And Bob, he told his crew, I think this is better than Christmas. That's what Park has said about being back in a race car, especially at Indianapolis. They took 4 tires on their first stop, 2 rights on their second. Earnhardt has moved his way forward with 2 two-tire stops. He's taken rights both times. He has a lot of laps on those left side tires.
Good battle for 4th position here. Rusty Wallace has just relinquished that position to Mark Martin. So put Martin in 4th and Rusty Wallace back in 5th position.
And that is Mark Martin up there in the gold-colored car. Special paint job for this race. Watch Rusty Wallace with her Tabasco Hot Zone telemetry. Down the front straightaway, 192 miles per hour. On the brakes now, back off on the accelerator. Tries to go across the short chute. Gets up to about 164. Touches the brakes a little bit just to get that car down. If he doesn't touch the brake, he doesn't get down that white line like he needs to. Let's check if he goes down the back. Around 190 miles per hour there.
Now, when the Pep Boys Indy Racing League comes here for the Indianapolis 500, those drivers are on the accelerator all the way around. They never lift, but not only do they lift, they brake here.
They brake.
The stock cars.
Exactly. There we see where someone has smacked the wall coming off turn 4. Dale Jarrett blows up right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. Now, he's going to give Gordon some of that medicine that he gave Ernie Irvin. If he can get close enough, he'll pull up right on the back bumper, destroy that airflow across the rear spoiler on Jeff Gordon's car, and get him loose.
Dale Jarrett, the 1993 and 1996 Daytona 500 winner. Right behind Jeff Gordon as they reach turn number 3. Last lap, both of these cars were very close in terms of speed, about 168.5 miles an hour. Jarrett just a tick of the watch faster than Jeff Gordon on the last lap.
Bob Jenkins communications a moment ago from Ray Evernham to the leader, Jeff Gordon, says, don't abuse the car. Save the car. If you have to, let him go.
But you know that Jeff Gordon does not want to do that. Mark Martin moves into the 3rd spot.
And that was by design, guys. Ernie Irvin radioed to his crew in advance and said, don't get upset. He said, the number 6 is coming with a full head of steam, and I'm going to pull over and let him go.
Right now, Ernie Irvin still has not changed left side since this race started. 125 miles now on those left side tires. All the other cars around them have, in fact, changed those left sides, which is one advantage they're having on Ernie Irvin right now.
And, Benny, one of the things you might wonder is who makes that sort of call? Well, believe it or not, Ernie Irvin is the one who waved off a power tire change. He said, I need position on the track. Let's just go for 2.
Looking at the interval between 1st, Jeff Gordon, and 3rd, Mark Martin, it's just about stabilized at a 2.8 or 2.9 seconds. But boy, this battle up front is getting good. Dale Jarrett trying to get to the inside. Off the corner, onto the short chute. He's going to take the lead. Dale Jarrett has it.
I'm shocked that Jeff Gordon is trying to run on the outside. Everyone else is just kind of giving the spot away, but Jeff Gordon is still on the outside of Jarrett. He's still there.
and is going to allow Jeff Burton to get between first and second.
Now, Jeff Burton a moment ago, Dale Jarrett asked Burton to back off because he was getting loose. Now, Dale Jarrett will move over and let Jeff Burton go on and get in front of him and get one of those laps back.
He is down 18 laps at the moment. Jeff Burton, the leader, now is Dale Jarrett with Gordon running second, then Mark Martin, Ernie Irvin, and Rusty Wallace, the top 5 after 53 laps.
When you learn to drive.
At Pennzoil,
Here we go.
we make motor oil that performs under the harshest conditions. Stop-and-go driving. If Pennzoil can protect these cars at the Taxi Cab 500, maybe you should ask for it next time you change your oil. Stop, go. Pennzoil.
This is joy. This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
You got the list on here? Yeah, I got the list right here.
We're going to Napa. It's the best place for parts.
All right, you know what? If I ran Napa, here's what I would do. I would widen the aisles a little bit. I would put a brand new sign so it'd make things easy to find. Okay. And I'd have a state-of-the-art computer system to be able to find those parts like that.
Okay, but you've got to admit, you can't beat Napa for the knowledge. I mean, they carry more parts than anybody.
I agree.
Oh, you agree for a change?
Yes, for a change. All I'm saying is they should fix the stores up a little. Wow. Now I could live with this.
Step right up to the Monday Night Football Carnival. This year, Monday Night Football starts at 8 Eastern.
Eastern. 6 Mountain.
8 Eastern. 7 Central. 6 Mountain.
Now, those guys were scary.
Ow! Me!
Rookie.
Stepping into the lineup Wednesday. Whose Line Is It Anyway? Hosted by Drew Carey, the improv show where anything can happen.
Well, you got a table for Elvis?
It's comedy without a net. Wednesday.
Dale Jarrett continues to lead the Brickyard 400 with Jeff Gordon second and Mark Martin. We're looking for the defending champion of the race, Ricky Rudd. We're going to find him way back in 29th position. Rudd, last year at this race, stayed out there while most everybody else came in for a splash and go, and he stretched the fuel mileage to take the victory in the Brickyard.
There he is, the tied ride, following Steve Grissom through turn 1. Once again, battle for 28th and 29th. See Ricky closed up ride on the back bumper of Steve Grissom.
Last year in winning here at the Brickyard, he extended a streak of having at least one victory in the last 15 straight years. But he has not won since a year ago here at the Brickyard.
And you can see that he's struggling today. Started in 27th spot, now to 29th.
Stay in the fast line with ABC Sports online racing coverage. Get highlights, clips, photos, and sounds from the track. ABC Sports Online is on AOL, keyword ABC Sports. The last top 5, as a matter of fact, that Ricky had was at Darlington in September of last year. So he has been struggling in 1998. Won $571,000 in his victory at the Brickyard last year.
There we see a lot of cars. We see Ricky Rudd.
Still behind Steve Grissom and Jeff Green. Green ran so well there at the start of the race, staying up in the top 10 But now he has fallen back here to the 27th position. And that's Darrell Waltrip right behind Ricky Rudd.
Three abreast going down the corner. There we see the leader once again. You know, someone asked me this week, do you think somebody's going to win the Winston Million, the No Bull Million? Right now, the No Bull 5 cars, Jarrett is leading, Gordon is second, Martin is third, Rusty is fifth, and Bobby Labonte is ninth. I think it's going to be one.
Odds are pretty good, aren't they? Here's the 7th place car of Dale Earnhardt.
10th place car.
I'm sorry, 10th place car. It's about 11 1/4 seconds behind the leader, Dale Jarrett.
Last time we saw Earnhardt, he was almost on the back bumper of his car, the Steve Park Pennzoil car, and Park has pulled away from his boss by about 3 seconds.
Benny Earnhardt's a little tight off the turns, a little tight. Now remember, he's got those left sides that he started the race on. He changed right both times they hit it.
Earnhardt, of course, drove the victory in this year's Daytona 500, and with that win, he ended a 59-race winless streak. Comes into this event 9th in the point standing. Sterling Marlin running right behind Dale Earnhardt.
Bill Weber talked about Earnhardt getting a little bit tight off the corner in our ESPN hour-long show before our ABC show today. I talked about the air getting under the front of the car, and that's what happens when the air gets under the front of the car and come off the corners. It becomes very difficult to get those cars to turn.
Ken Schrader lost a lap early in the going, is still a lap down in the 39th position. There are 38 cars on the lead lap. Here is Ward Burton. He started in 30th position and now finds himself 12th in the MB&A Pontiac.
Kenny Wallace is their next car, the Square D, the yellow car, the Square D automobile. Kenny is currently running in the 13th spot.
And he essentially told us earlier in the week here at the Brickyard, Rusty slows on the backstretch. Rusty Wallace drops out of the groove and moves very slowly into turn number 3. What could be wrong with Rusty?
The right front tire is flat.
Yes, indeed.
The same thing that happened to Jeremy Mayfield.
And it's a long way around to pit road.
I say the same thing. Obviously, it wasn't the same thing that happened to Jeremy because Jeremy smacked the wall. Evidently, Rusty, as Jeremy did in practice yesterday afternoon, felt the tire going down and backed off before he hit the wall.
Moving through turn number 4 now. He's going to see the entrance to pit road in just a few seconds. But boy, what a helpless feeling to see everybody racing by at 170 miles an hour while you enter your pit to get the tire changed.
If Rusty could have had the flat tire coming off turn 4, he might have saved getting lapped. But obviously, as he comes back to the fence as slow as he's going, he will be lapped before he gets back on the racetrack.
Moving down, he's one of those. That red stripe at the bottom of the front of the car indicates that he is one of those eligible for the No Bull 5 and the $1 million bonus if he can win here this afternoon. His chances have taken a serious, serious setback. They go to work on the right side of the car while they add fuel. They're going to come around and change all 4 tires now.
And guys, when you look at the tire that came off on the right front, you'd have to believe that it is the similar problem because it's the inside shoulder that exploded.
Wallace moves back out onto the racetrack, but more than a lap down to the rest of the field. So Dale Jarrett continues to lead by about 2 3/4 seconds over Jeff Gordon. We'll be right back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400 after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Are you concerned about losing more hair? Do you wonder how much further it will go? Do you wish you could do something about it? Well, now there's a pill for men with certain types of hair loss. Introducing Propecia. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their current hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. Take it daily and you could see results in as little as 3 months. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who are or may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. Open wheel and wheel-to-wheel. Wide open oval track speed. Come to the track, because we come to race.
From the director of Men in Black, a new series about love, fears, and other things that bite. Beau Bridges as Maximum Bob, premiering Tuesday on ABC.
Every year, millions of gallons of motor oil are poured down drains, dumped on the ground, and tossed into landfills. It's a crying shame for the environment and for everybody in it. That's why Advance Auto Parts provides free oil recycling at every store 7 days a week. Bring your used motor oil to Advance and make the future a cleaner, safer, happier place for all of us.
One more woman hearing herself think. One more woman ignoring the word impossible. One more woman finding a few miles of peace. One less woman waiting for someday achieve new balance.
Your money in a government deal gone bad. Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
You're watching Auto Racing on ABC Sports.
Welcome back to the Brickyard 400 from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're 67 laps into this event. And right now the leader is Dale Jarrett. We're back here with Ricky Craven, Kyle Petty, and Darrell Waltrip.
Battle for 20th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. Johnny Benson's in that group. Jimmy Spencer.
Kyle Petty tucked right in behind Ricky Craven as they come down the front chute, but Petty will be unable to make a challenge for that position.
Darrell Waltrip running well in the Tabasco car. First race out in that vehicle and running great. Started back in 43rd, worked his way up to the 21st. As we watch this, they're pushing Kenny Wallace's car towards the garage area. The Square D Ford out today.
New colors for Darrell Waltrip. Orange and green. He says he's combining some colors of the past. He used to drive the Tide car, which is orange, used to drive the Mountain Dew car, which had green colors, and they're combined in the Tabasco livery for Darrell Waltrip.
Yeah, he said, I never dreamed about putting those colors together, but that's what he has.
Took the previous champion's provisional and started in this race. He's now 21st.
Let's check his speed down the front stretch in the Tabasco hot zone. Now the pylon. Wow, 200 miles per hour for Darrell. Goes down to 145 or so in the corner. Accelerates across. I believe Darrell is touching the brake with his left foot, but our light is not indicating that. Let's see down the backstretch. He can accelerate up to 195 or so. Nope, about 188. And I know why, because right now we're getting a tailwind down this front stretch, and that's the reason you see more mile per hour down the front stretch than you do the back. And Bob, check it out.
Steve Park is doing a fantastic job. He's up there challenging Ernie Irvin for that 4th position. He was on one of our shows that we did on ESPN during the past few days, and what a cool customer he is.
He really is, and is he excited about being back? 3 or 4 months he's been sitting home watching this race on TV, not being able to compete after that crash in Atlanta. He's back.
Jerry Punch is with Kenny Wallace.
Well, as As you said, more trouble for the Wallace family, the youngest member. Kenny now sits in his car back in the garage. Kenny, what happened?
Gary, you know, we just blew up. It's plain and simple. Squirty car has been really running good. I mean, you know, it's the same old deal. Every time you interview a driver, they tell you how great and running. But I mean, we have been running really good the last month or so, and we just can't catch a break. We just break every single week. We broke the last 2-3 weeks in a row. I'm driving my butt off, and, you know, we're sitting there running about 14th or 15th in the Brickyard 400, and we just blew up.
Well, you can hear the emotion in his voice as they push him back to the garage. He wanted to finish awfully well here today.
He all but told us in the last few days that this would be the final year with him with this current team. He's going to look for something else and allow the team to look for another driver. Terry Labonte challenging Kenny Irwin for the 7th position. Labonte to the inside and takes the spot away.
He has the spot. Right behind him comes Earnhardt and Sterling Marlin, still battling for that 9th spot. We see a pretty good gap between Sterling Marlin and Ward Burton, the 11th place car. Kenny Irwin's going to, looks like he's going to try to do the same thing to Terry Labonte that he did to him, get him loose, try to get up on the back bumper.
Isn't quite close enough to take the air off his spoiler that he needs to get Labonte loose. That's right. Charging ahead.
Once again, these cars are running 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Our leader continues to be Dale Jarrett.
This is the 588th straight start for Terry Labonte in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. He is the Iron Man of this sport.
That is incredible. Hasn't missed a race since 1979.
It is amazing. Terry finished 3rd in the Brickyard 400 last year and took the point in 1996, rather. Finished 3rd in 96 and took the points lead. He, of course, went on to win the championship.
Steve Park trying his best to catch Ernie Irvin and get by him, take over that 4th spot.
Jack Arute has a report on Steve Park. He's doing a great job, Jack.
Bob, he certainly is. Remember, he alluded to the fact that he was watching the inaugural Brickyard 400 while still running the Featherlight Modified Tour. Well, he came very close to electing to go with the Indy Racing League when it was formed a year later. In fact, he was so used to open-wheel racing that he lobbied heavily for an open test that was held up at New Hampshire International Speedway. The only reason he didn't get a chance to drive is the car broke. And then about 3 weeks later, he got in a truck, and the rest is history, because that's where Earnhardt discovered the prowess that Steve Park possesses.
Steve Park has 16 career NASCAR modified wins, 2 Busch North wins. He's a rookie in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series, and he is currently in 5th position as Dale Jarrett leads at the Brickyard.
You are my sunshine.
Go for it, Ben.
The Chevy Blazer. A little security in an insecure world.
Dad, anybody there? Wow, can't we?
Wait a
minute, hold on. Come on, Shorty. Everybody else hears something. I'll race you to the You're not going to beat me.
Hey, don't go in the water.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a 1-year lease on a 99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tours Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Regal Ride gas shocks are $10.99. Struts as low as $21.99.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck, and he's hurt.
Rusty, it's up to you.
Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil, specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go. Pennzoil.
It's a World Cup reunion MLS style. The best in the U.S. take on the world in the MLS All-Star Game, live Sunday at 2:30 on ABC.
Back at Indianapolis, where 76 laps have been completed in the Brickyard 400. The race is 160 circuits. Dale Jarrett continues to lead. This is a good battle here involving Kenny Irwin, who's 9th, Dale Jarrett, rather 8th, Dale Earnhardt is in 9th, and Sterling Marlin running in 10th position.
It is a good battle. And we're going to be seeing some pit stops by the leaders pretty soon. We've seen several cars already make pit stops. So Joe Nemechek was in. Buckshot Jones was in.
These three guys are running about 23 seconds behind the leader of the race. There's Terry Labonte, Irwin, Earnhardt, and Marlin.
And guys, if we get pit stops under green flag conditions for the first time today, watch as the crews go to work with an internal battle. You know, you can put in 22 gallons of fuel just a little bit faster than you can change 4 tires all the way around. A lot of teams say that's not true. In fact, the tire changers try to beat the fuel in the car, because if they can change 4 tires where fuel's still coming in, there's no penalty. So we'll be watching that. Leaders should pit at about lap 8-0.
Over in turn 2, Benny, Ward Burton slow.
He has hit the wall. He has flattened the right side of the car. Don't know exactly where he's done it, and I don't know if he's going to be able to get back to pit road.
It is a long way from right there. That is coming out of corner number 2. So he's looking at about 3/4 of the way around the 2.5 miles before he can get to his pit.
See Ernie Irvin, Steve Park, the 4th and 5th place cars go by. Tell you what, if that car isn't running, he will not make it back. But
Ward's best finish here at the Brickyard came last year. He finished 19th after starting in 36th position.
And guys, that is very important, because they have called Jeff Gordon to come in this time by, but they're waiting to see possibly if Ward Burton will make it back, and they will get a caution flag. Still no caution flag, and Gordon's car being looked at as they look up toward turn 4. The crew last time by said, Jeff, next time come in, but they are like you, are watching to see if the 22 car will make it back to pit road.
it looked to me like Jeff Gordon got his car loose coming off that second corner. It's like there was something there, or maybe he just got loose, but Jeff Gordon doesn't make those mistakes. He rarely makes those mistakes.
Ward Burton did make it into the turn 3 exit road, so maybe no caution here. We're watching Jeff Gordon to see if he chooses to come in for the stop.
Yes, he is. Here comes Gordon down pit road for the green flag stop.
And guys, Jeff had complained that the car was loose in and tied off. They were also a little bit concerned about the right rear tire. And as Benny commented a moment ago, Gordon said the car was beginning to slide a little bit in the corner. He comes down deliberately at 55 miles an hour. Don't want to get a speeding penalty here on pit road and cost you a chance at winning a second Brickyard 400 now. Crew will scamper over the wall. Go to the right side. The right side tires. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Jerry, we may have a problem with our leader. The 88 just radioed in. DJ Jarrett said, I think I'm out of fuel. He's crawling around out on the racetrack right now, and it looks as if Jeff Gordon will complete his stop. Let's go back to you.
All right, left side tires on Gordon's car. He is down and away. And as Gordon goes by, the quality care crew, Jackaroo, are shaking their heads back and forth, indicating they are not happy. Apparently, that may have been the case for Jarrett.
Oh, Benny, he is out of fuel and is going to have a tough time making it back. Steve Park is in, and he's away.
They were out of fuel as well. They were squirting ether in the car to try some starting fluid, and here comes Dale Jarrett slowly coasting.
He's in turn 3 now. Up at the north end of the racetrack. He's still got a long, long way to go.
See Morgan Shepherd going by. Got a great run going today. And here comes Jarrett slowly, slowly coasting.
We mentioned so often that it's one thing to run out of fuel at a track like Bristol when you can make it around without any problem. But when you run out, and here is Jeff Gordon putting a lap on Jarrett. When you run out here at the south end of the racetrack, it is a long way around.
Wow.
And you know, there'll be a lot of discussions because remember, I told you originally they wanted to come in on lap 80, but actually before that, about 5 minutes before that, the Parrott brothers had conferred, and originally they were going to come in on lap 7-8. If they had, Jerry Punch, it would have been plenty of time.
And I think that was a break for Mark Martin. He just came in and made a 4-tire change. The good news for Mark Martin, he can make it the rest of the way on one more stop. And by seeing the 88 car beginning to slow and coast, that gave them the indication they needed to pit that time by rather than pushing the envelope and possibly running out themselves. 4 tires, no adjustment on Martin. He is set to go for one more stop if we stay green.
You ever see Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon? I think right now that Terry Labonte is the leader of the race. This would be for position. And Dale Jarrett is still coasting. He just now has gotten to pit road. Just now gotten there. Somebody needs to put a little bit of gas in his car so he can try to start it. I don't know if he's going to make it to his pit.
Chad Little getting work finished on his car. Darrell Waltrip is coming out.
And guys, he has radioed in. He said, send help. I cannot make it. So the crew just scampered down pit road.
Yep.
And they're going to make the 100-yard dash down there and then have to turn around and try and push them another 100 meters back. Who needs the goodwill, James, when you've got this?
And those guys are not athletes. I mean, runners.
But they're going pretty quickly to Dale Jarrett's aid. He is way up at pit in. And Dale Jarrett's chance of winning the Brickyard 400 are over. Terry Labonte relinquishes the lead to make a pit stop, Jerry.
And very quietly, a good run for the Kellogg Chevrolet for Terry Labonte. Fairly routine pit stop, right and left side tires. It spent a lot of time cleaning the windshield. His windshield was covered in a lot of film and oil from something in front of him. He is down and away as the 88 crew now has run the 250 yards down pit road and are pushing for all their worth the 88 car of Dale Jarrett back towards their pit, but they are still probably at least 150 yards away.
Man, oh man. Some of those guys are absolutely exhausted now. Part of the 28, this is a tag team affair. The 28 guys, Kenny Irwin's crew, is trying to help push the car down.
And guys, you know the only guy that did not go down there to help push the car? The fuel man, because he has to heft about 77 pounds on his shoulder, and he wished he had been able to do it about 6 laps ago.
What a disappointment for Dale Jarrett, who was leading the race when he ran out of fuel.
That's Kenny Irwin's crew chief, Slugger Labby. They were on the left front pushing that car.
He is just losing lap after lap here as while the crew gets him finally to his pit box and now can go to work on the car. But you can see that some of them are just totally exhausted from that run up and back.
And don't forget, the biggest problem is you can fill this up with fuel, but they still have to refire the car. So now you see a man go to the front by the air intake, spraying as much ether as possible to try and ignite the car. And it does not fire. You can hear it fired, but it did not catch. Still, the problem persists. This is atypical of when you run a car completely out of fuel. Now he's got it up to speed, and now they will continue changing 4 tires. Besides, it's all very relative for someone that had a chance at $1 million bonus.
Dale Jarrett has lost 3 laps so far, has dropped back to 37th position. Now he finally gets the work completed, and you can see the anguish on the faces of the pit crew members.
I mean, he just laid on pit road. I don't know if he's able to get up. Is he okay? I guess he's just absolutely exhausted.
These guys work so hard to keep their driver in competition, sometimes called upon to do a little extra work. Now, Ward Burton never did make it to his pit, and now it brings out the caution. Caution waving over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the third time this afternoon. Well, here's our Propecia quiz for today here at the Brickyard 400. Can you name the 4 drivers who have won here in the previous years? We'll come back with the answer in a moment when we return to the 5th annual Brickyard 400.
How's the car, Dale? We'll tie it off. 0 cars moving up. Get them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal. Pardon me.
This year, they're hungrier than ever.
This is no ordinary leather jacket. Because when you put it on, you're not just saying you're a NASCAR fan, you're saying you care about kids.
Buy any Exide NASCAR Select battery in 1998 and get the special 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket for just $150.
And on behalf of NASCAR fans everywhere, Exide will donate all profits to Give Kids the World Foundation.
The special edition 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Nice jacket.
Play Pepsi Pop Culture. Just drink Pepsi or Mountain Dew. Match-winning phrases and win tons of cool prizes. From cash to trips. Even a new Jeep Wrangler. Pepsi Pop Culture. Drink, match, win. Hey, all these amazing prizes are just waiting to be won in Pepsi Pop Culture. So come on, play.
After 50 years of sponsoring professional rodeo, you learn a few things about horsepower. Like when it's a good time to put your brand on the horse with the most power. Wrangler is a proud sponsor of the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated #1 race car. Driven by Steve Park and branded by Wrangler.
Good morning. This is the Farm Report. Pork bellies, wheat, and soy futures.
Where am I?
Waking up is hard, wherever you are.
Good morning, sir.
But coffee helps. And cereal and fresh fruit, ooh, that definitely helps. And before long,
He did it again. Unbelievable.
you're a human again. This town's not so bad. Complimentary breakfast at Comfort Inn and Comfort Suites. It's more than a room. It's comfort.
From ABC's Wide World of Sports studio in New York, here's Robin Roberts.
We will get you back to the Brickyard 400 in just a moment. Dale Jarrett certainly must be bumming. Let's bring up the speed on what else you can expect today here on ABC Sports. Two-time Indianapolis 500 champion Al Unser Jr. returns to the Brickyard for the final leg of IROC, International Race of Champions, and cycling of a different kind. You know, Greg LeMond, the last American to win the Tour de France. Colorado's Bobby Julich is in striking distance entering the final weekend. Then are you ready for some football tonight? Cordell/Stewart leads the Pittsburgh Steelers against Ward Dunn's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the Hall of Fame game from Canton, Ohio tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also Racing's Day, the German Grand Prix qualifying held today. Mika Hakkinen, with a speed of better than 149 miles per hour, takes the 7th pole position of the year. His teammate David Coulthard second, Jacques Villeneuve, defending series champion, in third. Let's get back now to Bob Jenkins at the Brickyard.
Robin, I like your choice of words. Indeed, Dale Jarrett is bumming right now because he has lost 4 laps when he ran out of fuel, back now in 37th position. We are under caution because Ward Burton never did make it around, and I'm sure there are going to be some crews that really question that late caution that was brought out because it hurt a lot of drivers, especially Dale Jarrett. Well, here's the answer to our Propecia quiz. The 4 winners here in Indianapolis: Jeff Gordon in 94, Jarrett in 95, Earnhardt in 96, and Ricky Rudd last year. Back with after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Major hazard. You left the base without authorization. Proceeded to Burger King and ordered a
Rodeo burger?
I'd serve this command for over
Answer the question. Did you order the rodeo burger?
You're darn right I did. It was flame broiled and delicious.
Burger King salutes small soldiers with a tasty new rodeo burger. Cheese, onion rings, bullseye barbecue sauce. Right now, part of the 99-cent Great Taste menu.
That rodeo burger, it was pretty tasty, huh?
You can't handle the rodeo burger.
If you ask us, it just tastes better. For the world's richest tradition in racing, follow the Indy Racing League. The IRL was born from the legendary heroes and cars of the Indianapolis 500. Now the legend is coming to you. The most talented drivers, the best competition, the finest events, the Indy Racing League. Come to the track, because we come to race. The legend is going around. Follow the IRL to Pikes Peak on August 16th.
For years, 2020's been your favorite for stories that touch your life and primetime for hard-hitting investigations. Now, the best of both in the new 2020. Hugh Downs, Barbara Walters, Diane Sawyer, Sam Donaldson, Charles Gibson, and Connie Chubb. The new 2020, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting in September.
You know lawyers work long hours. This fall, he'll be working on Sundays. The Practice, Sundays this fall on ABC.
Cash Corps players won big last night, and you can win an estimated $11 million tonight with Lotto Georgia. Watch tonight's drawings at 11 only on Channel 2.
Before you choose a shop to paint your car, ask a few questions. What about their work? Can they deliver a quality finish for only $189? Or is it just another repaint? When it's time to paint your car, make it easy, make it right, make it Mako.
Pets have always loved Buckwood Pet Hotel. Buckhead's better bed and biscuits. Pets also love vacation in a Pet Lodge Pet Resort. Your pet will have a ball. 13 scenic acres for nature walks and playtime. Spacious and clean suites with antibacterial floors.
Call for your pet's free one-night stay today.
Don't drive through Dalton. Visit Alpha Rug Expo. Thousands of fine quality handmade rugs up to 50% off. The best selection of area rugs. Over 200 rolls of carpet, lamps, shades, artwork and mirrors, hardwood and vinyl floor coverings. Visit Alpha Rug Expo's 11,000 square foot showroom today.
Wow, wow, wow. Classic Chastain. Now.
Chief Meteorologist Glenn Burns, only on Channel 2 Action News.
You're watching Auto Racing on ABC Sports.
Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron hovers above, providing an aerial view for today's Brickyard 400. Goodyear invites you to sign on to its website at www.goodyear.com to learn more about the Goodyear Blimp fleet. Well, we're getting set to go back to racing here, coming off our third caution of the afternoon. The pace car leads the field down into turn number 1. Here, the top 15 got some really interesting names here, Benny, in this top 15. Kenny Irwin, a rookie, running in 4th position. Steve Park doing a great job, also a rookie, in the 9th spot.
Check out Dick Trickle back in 10th, Skinner in 11th. Bill Ellis works his way up to 13th, Kyle Petty in 15th.
And just out of the top 15, Benny, is the 35 car of Darrell Waltrip, who is in 16th spot.
Darrell has done a terrific job today. Here we come off turn 4. The pace car leads the field. All those cars on the right side are a lap down, headed by Johnny Benson and Dale Jarrett.
Green flag waves back to racing. There are 30 cars on the lead lap as the 90th circuit is put in the books. Restart coming on lap number 91. Jeff Gordon now has that outer line, and that's not the fastest way around. Johnny Benson is going to get a lap back here. Yes, indeed, temporarily at least.
And here comes Jarrett on the inside of Gordon. Dale Jarrett's 88 car is 4 laps down. And here goes Mark Martin. This is for the lead.
Martin pulling alongside Jeff Gordon at the end of the backstretch. And Jeff Gordon has him by about a half a car length. Ernie Irvin is coming right behind Mark Martin. Also a little paint traded there maybe as they move through the short chute up between 3 and 4. And they're still side by side for the lead. Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin come off corner 4. Let's see who's going to win the race down to the line.
And we see Mark Martin and Irvin making some contact off the corner. Here's Irvin on the outside of Irvin. Irwin on the outside of Irvin. Did I say that correctly?
Kenny Irwin in 3rd position here. Gordon still has the lead.
Jeff Gordon ran a lap on the outside of Mark Martin to retain the lead. Wow, that was big.
The young man from Indianapolis, Kenny Irwin, doing a great job. Johnny Vincent is back on the lead lap. You see his car there ahead of Jeff Gordon. Martin second. Here comes Irwin in third, but he's got Irvin right behind him, and so is Terry Labonte and Bobby Labonte.
To the leaders. There he is. That's Vince from the yellow car, the Cheerios car. And here comes a battle between Terry Labonte and the 36. Labonte not quite able to get up there. That's the battle for fourth spot.
Well, it's just about 3 o'clock now, Eastern Time, 2 here in Indianapolis. And if you're just joining us, welcome to our telecast of the 5th Annual Brickyard 400. We are 92 laps into this 160-lap race. Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Kenny Irwin, Ernie Irvin, and Terry Labonte are the top 5 positions. Dale Jarrett was leading when he ran out of fuel a few laps ago. He is now 3 laps down in 37th spot.
And he ran out of fuel at the worst possible place. Down between 1 and 2, had to coast for 2.5 miles. Just barely made it back to pit road, and did not. Lost 4 laps while he was coasting around. You know, in hindsight, Dale Jarrett would have been better off to have stopped.
Oh, we got a crash, Benny. Crash in turn number 4. A couple of cars involved.
Looks like Dave Martinson on the inside. No, that's Brett Bodine, the 11 car, the Paychecks car.
You recall Brett and his brother Jeff got together at that very same spot on the racetrack back in the inaugural Brickyard 400. Brett went on to finish second in that race. And the fourth caution of the afternoon is out. Johnny Vincent is trying to get back up to get his lap back, but he will not be able to do so, I don't believe.
But I think Dale Jarrett will get a lap back, so now he would be 1 lap down.
There is Jarrett well ahead of Jeff Gordon, so indeed he will get 1 of his laps back. There's Buckshot Jones, who has some damage to the right front of that car.
I guess that he's probably the other car involved in the incident coming off turn 4. Let's see if we can check it out. Oh, yeah, we see contact between Brett Bodine and Buckshot Jones.
And Brett Bodine slides into that inside wall, but just taps it very lightly. Now, that's where that new energy-absorbing barrier is located here at Indianapolis. Bodine had contact with the outside wall before sliding across and then tapping that inside barrier.
How in the world did those guys slide through all those cars and not get hit by someone?
Looking good. Where's the pace car at, Martin? Oh, coming off 2.
Slides all the way across the racetrack, and everybody but Buckshot misses it.
That was Jim Long, the crew chief on Buckshot's car. We heard talking to Buckshot, said they're going to change the right side, try to fix the fender.
Under caution once again here at the Brickyard 400. An incident up in turn number 4 has slowed the pace once again. They're the top 10. Back in a moment.
Where does Napa keep over 200,000 different parts? Right up here. Now remember, your belt tension on this is critical. What kind of car is it? Well, I'll sell you all the struts you want, but I wouldn't recommend putting them in without the right tools. I'm sure we have it. Okay, is it a 77 or a 78? Because they changed the carburetor in 78. Actually, that's not a stupid question at all. I know what it used to be. You don't stay at Napa long handing out the wrong answers, and I'm not planning on going anywhere.
America running.
How you doing, Sarge? Okay, folks, what'll it be? What would you like, sweetheart?
A Pepsi, please.
Sorry, we only have Coke. Now you've done it.
You're sorry? Not half as sorry as you're gonna be. I ordered a Pepsi, pal.
She's got a mind of her own.
What's with this guy?
Look, I just thought...
You thought? What you really thought was that I don't know the difference between Pepsi and a Coke, right?
Here's your Pepsi.
Thank you. Mmm.
Kids say the darndest things.
What are you looking at?
I like this place.
On the 4th of July weekend, one sound you didn't hear was the roar of NASCAR thunder at Daytona. That's because the track was transformed into a command post to assist the firefighting efforts in Central Florida. Speedway-owned fire trucks and over 80 employees from the Daytona track the International Speedway Corporation, and NASCAR went to work in the firefighting efforts. The Speedway also donated food and water to the men and women on the front lines. For that reason, we created the Goodyear Heart of Racing Award, and we're proud to present the inaugural award to the people of Daytona International Speedway. Thankfully, the fires are out in Central Florida, but the serious need for relief continues. So Goodyear is also donating $25,000 to the Disaster Relief Fund. Please join Goodyear, the Daytona Speedway, and NASCAR in this truly winning effort, and help out any way you can. Thank you.
Get your hot dogs here. Get your hot dogs here.
Some folks are still brushing up for the NFL preseason.
Hot your get dogs here.
Thank goodness the players are ready. The Steelers beat the Buccaneers tonight on ABC.
Thursday, Nightline comes to primetime with the most in-depth look at crime and punishment ever on network television. What happened when America got tough on crime? Ted Koppel, face-to-face with crime and punishment. Nightline in primetime, Thursday.
It's a Brickyard 400 from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in our fourth caution period. They continue to work on Buckshot Jones' car. From Darrell Waltrip's on board, let's see what happened.
There we see the blue car on the inside of Buckshot, and then Buckshot and Brett Bodine make contact, and Darrell luckily drove through as he continued to work on Buckshot's car.
Running hard here. Give me a feel for what we did for aerodynamic handling here.
Meanwhile, Jerry Punch has a report on Dale Jarrett's woes.
Well, Steve Allen is the engine builder and gas man here for the quality care team for Dale Jarrett. And Steve, what happened out there that caused you guys to run out of gas?
Stupid. we figured we could go to 179, and we tried to get the halfway money, and which was lap 80, and come on 81, excuse me, lap 79 is what I meant to say. But try to get a little greedy. We figured we could milk it out, tell it to save mileage, install the pump best we could. Maybe it would make it. Felt confident it would, or we wouldn't have tried it. It didn't do it. We're just going too fast.
All right, Steve Allen said the calculations got him to 79 and a half, and they figured they could save enough fuel to make it the other half a lap to lap 80. The numbers didn't lie. Dale Jarrett ran out of gas.
It was $1 million gamble. It wasn't because maybe they thought the caution would come out for Ward Burton after all. Jarrett is 3 laps down. Back in a moment.
When you learn to drive.
At Pennzoil,
Here we go.
we make motor oil that performs under the harshest conditions. Stop-and-go driving. If Pennzoil can protect these cars at the Taxi Cab 500, maybe you should ask for it next time you change your oil. Stop, go. Pennzoil.
Hey, the front desk gave me this coupon book.
Oh, great. I don't want to go to Monkey World. I don't want to go to the Dental Museum.
Really? How about SeaWorld? How about the Hard Rock Cafe? Check into any Comfort Inn or Comfort Suites and get Comfort coupons.
Don't toy with us, please.
Over $1,000 in discounts on stuff you really want. Theme parks, movies, airline tickets.
So now we can afford another 2 weeks?
Kids stay free and you get the coupon book. It's more than a room, it's comfort.
The Brickyard 400 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Miller Lite, who reminds you that whenever you feel good, It's Miller time. Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. Chevy S10, like a rock. And Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil.
Back at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway now. We're about a half a lap away from getting a restart of this race. 97 laps completed right now. We'll run 160 here today in the Brickyard 400. At the front of the field is Jeff Gordon with Mark Martin running in second position. Kenny Irwin third, followed by Ernie Irvin. Then the Labonte brothers, Dale Earnhardt, Steve Park, Sterling Marlin and Dick Trickle, Mike Skinner, Ted Musgrave, Bill Elliott, Joe Nemechek, and Kyle Petty complete the top 15.
You know, it's tough saying Irwin and Irvin.
Tell me about it.
Same breath.
They are running third and fourth right now as we get set to go. Once again, the cars on the lead lap are on the outside of the racetrack. Our race recap shows that Jeff Gordon has led 41 of the first 96 laps. 7 lead changes. We've had 4 caution periods, total of 15 laps. And the average speed at 133 miles an hour. Green flag waves. Here we go again.
Once again, Dale Jarrett, that 88 car, trying to get back up front, trying to get another lap back. Jeff Gordon gets a great jump on Jarrett, and even Mark Martin, the second place car.
Irvin as they're 3 wide heading for 3, and Burton backs off.
And Kenny Irwin maintains that spot on Ernie Irvin.
The 99 car of Jeff Burton, we were riding there just for a moment. He is 17 laps back in 39th position, spending that many laps behind the wall. Look at Irwin go down to the inside of the racetrack to try to break the draft.
And you know that Kenny Irwin wants to keep... Oh, we see Jeff Burton just dive down to the inside of Ernie Irvin. Oh, and he's there. Almost gets to the side of Kenny Irwin. Man, it's hard.
Burton obviously has a faster car. Here he goes. Irvin is going to try to draft by Kenny on the outside. We use first names since the last names are so difficult to pronounce. And Burton passes Kenny Irwin.
Kenny's trying his best to stay up there because he wants to stay in front of Ernie. You know that he wants to stay in front of that 36 car. Ernie Irvin drove this car last year, but he can't do it. Here comes Ernie on the inside. There's Bobby Labonte as well.
Ernie got a really good run. Really close as they entered the corner.
That is close, isn't it? How they judge that, just inches apart.
Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter, moves up to third spot now, dropping Kenny Irwin back to fourth. And that's Bobby Labonte in the green 18, right behind Kenny in fifth spot, and right behind Bobby is brother Terry.
And then comes Earnhardt and Steve Park.
30 cars remain on the lead lap as we have reached the 100-lap mark. Dale Earnhardt has had a good race, and so is the young rookie who is right behind him, Steve Park, running in 8th spot. Coming up next on ABC Sports, the International Race of Champions from right here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's the final race of the 1998 series, and you can see how the championship turns out as Al Unser Jr. makes his return to the Speedway next. The IROC race on ABC Sports. Both Jeff Gordon, who is leading, and Mark Martin, who's running second, were in that IROC race, and Dale Jarrett is going to go 2 laps down now as he passes the leader, Jeff Gordon, still back in 36th position.
And did it on the outside. Meanwhile, here comes Mark Martin, just 3/4 of a second behind our leader, Jeff Gordon.
These two have driven away from the third-place car of Ernie Irvin. So it's a battle up front between Gordon and Martin. Mark Martin has the best average finish, 3.5, and has earned most points in the last 6 NASCAR Winston Cup races, although Jeff Gordon is at the top of the point standings. Well, the caution is out again.
We have another caution flag. There we see Dave Marcus has lost an engine. That's his second one of the weekend, and guess what? Dale Jarrett gets another lap back. He's now just 2 down.
So with the caution out, we'll take a break from Indianapolis and be right back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400. After this message and a word from our ABC station.
Are you concerned about losing more hair? Do you wonder how much further it will go? Do you wish you could do something about it? Well, now there's a pill for men with certain types of hair loss. Introducing Propecia. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their current hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. Take it daily and you could see results in as little as 3 months. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who are or may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. Open wheel and wheel-to-wheel. Wide open oval track speed. Come to the track, because we come to race.
Summer's here, and you know what that means. People are going places, and we'll take you there. America's Funniest Home Videos.
We do it all for you, America.
ABC tonight.
This summer, their dreams will become your dreams.
I need you to focus.
I'm there. You got a fan.
From the producer of Party of 5.
Are you never going to speak to me again?
Push, all new ABC Thursday.
We're doing makeovers. Interested? Come, sit. Come on.
What do you think?
If you're going to get a makeover,
Come on.
get a makeover. If you're going to get a burger, get a burger. The Monster Burger, only at Hardee's. 2 large, juicy patties with the most bacon and cheese you can get.
If you're gonna go all out.
Advance Auto Parts presents part number 64. Tom, head of PDQ.
Hey, groovy guy, I'm looking for a exhaust gas recirculation valve for my 76 Cordova.
If you need hard-to-find parts, it doesn't matter what model or even what decade your car is from. With PDQ, you'll usually get the part overnight. Advance Auto Parts. The best part is our people.
Your money in a government deal gone bad. Monday at 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Yard 400 on ABC Sports.
Caution is out here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the 5th time this afternoon. Tonight, live at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, the AFC-NFC Hall of Fame game. The NFL back in action on a special night. Pittsburgh takes on Tampa Bay, live from Fawcett Stadium in Canton, Ohio. Tonight on ABC Sports. Dr. Jerry Punch has a report on Dale Jarrett.
Well, let's check in with Todd Parrott, the crew chief here. Todd, people thought you were out of the ball game 4 laps down. Now you're 2 down and getting back in the hunt. Some of the other crew chiefs are saying, hey, you guys are going to stop letting the 88 car go by. You're going to regret it. Are they letting you go by, or is he just going by?
No, we got a really awesome race car, Jerry. A little while ago, had it figured we could go, to lead the halfway lap and then pit on that lap, and he ran out as he was at the entrance to pit road. Got a great race car. The guys have worked their guts out, and hopefully a couple more cautions, we'll be back in the hunt.
All right, that's Todd Parrott. He calls the shots. A lot of optimism here in the quality care pits. What about it if he would come from 4 laps down? to win it. Let's check in with Jack.
Well, Jerry, behind me is Jimmy Fenning, and he is in radio contact with Mark Martin. And you alluded to the fact during this caution, he called Mark and he said, hey, Mark, why are you and Gordon letting the 88 go by? You let him go by another time, and we're going to be in real trouble. Bob?
Yes, indeed. Let's not count him out right now, but he is back in 35th, 2 laps down. Now, under this caution, we anticipated possibly some pit stops from those running up front, but they stayed out. There were a few cars that were at the back of the lead lap that did come in for some stops as Dave Marcus's car is pushed toward pit road. That's the reason that we are under caution.
See, I'm surprised that somebody like Dale Jarrett didn't stop and put on 4 fresh tires so that he could go up there and really battle with Jeff Gordon and feel kind of rest assured that he could get his lap back.
Ken Schrader did get a lap back, and we might also inform you that Wally Dallenbach has taken his car behind the pit wall. Also, Rich Bickle is back in the garage area, as is the 12 car of Jeremy Mayfield. The only car that is actually listed as out of the race right now is Kenny Wallace. So we remain under caution here at Indianapolis. It gives us an opportunity to sneak another break in, back with green flag racing when we return to Indianapolis.
Please, don't drive drunk.
Sleek. Sophisticated. Stylish. And yet with an exhilarating V6. Chevy Monte Carlo lets you express that hidden part of your personality, just dying to get out.
Mr. Freeman.
How are you?
Tommy?
Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
At Pennzoil, we've discovered that it's not the kind of engine you drive that matters most in motor oil. It's the way you drive. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. Imagine how your engine feels. The next time you change your oil, ask for Pennzoil. Specially formulated to protect your engine from stop-and-go driving.
You okay, boy?
Stop, go, Pennzoil.
As Napa drivers, you're responsible for safely delivering the best parts in the world. So I've brought in a special guest instructor. Ron Hornaday, NASCAR Truck Series champion.
You want to go to the turns about 130. What's a safe distance to be from the guy in front of you? 5 inches. It's called drafting. Oh? All right, get in the truck. I'm going to have to show you. You getting all this down?
They're going to can me for this.
Getting set for a restart here at Indianapolis. Let's take a look at what has happened so far in the running of the Brickyard. Jeff Bodine brought out the first caution when he slid in turn 1. A pit road incident between Dave Marcus and Jeff Burton. Jeremy Mayfield hard into the wall in the short chute between turns 1 and 2. Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter, slipped in the corner, allowing Jeff Gordon to take the lead. And then Dale Jarrett ran out of fuel, lost 4 laps, and then this incident involving Buckshot Jones and Brett Bodine. Dale Jarrett was 4 laps down. He is now 2 laps down. And for those of you not familiar with NASCAR Winston Cup racing, the cars that are a lap down can move to the inside of those on the lead lap, and that has allowed him to get 2 of those laps back. Jeff Gordon has led the most laps so far in this race. The other lap leaders have been Jarrett, Irvin, Terry Labonte, and Mark Martin.
And let's not forget about Rusty Wallace. Remember he had that unscheduled stop with a flat right front tire with the lap down? Well, all the other cars had to make their pit stop. Rusty Wallace now back in the lead lap in 17th position.
Getting set to go back to green flag racing at the conclusion of lap 107. It is Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Ernie Irvin, Kenny Irwin, and Bobby Labonte the top 5 as the pace increases and the green flies over the speedway. Watch Jarrett. He'll try to get ahead of the leader and get another lap back. And for right now, he does. But Jeff Gordon is going to do everything he can to keep Dale 2 laps down, because Jarrett still is very much a threat to win this race.
Gordon can run on the outside as well as any car here. There's no doubt about that. Here's Mark Martin once again for the lead.
Jarrett gets the lap back. Mark Martin a half a car length ahead entering the corner, and he comes out a full car length behind. Jeff Gordon able to stave off the challenge of Mark Martin. Look now at Dale Jarrett as he is pulling away from Jeff Gordon and put him now only 1 lap back.
This is the leader, Jeff Gordon. He's saying, thank goodness that 88 car ran out of gasoline, because he is very, very fast. I'm talking about the 88 car of Dale Jarrett. There's Mark Martin, the 6 car in second place. Both these front 2 cars, Gordon, Mark Martin, eligible to pick up $1 million bonus if they can just win the race today.
The 4th pair line behind Mark Martin, the 99 of Jeff Burton, 16 laps down in 39th position.
See, Bobby Labonte has been able to get by Kenny Irwin, move into the 4th spot. Labonte, another car with a chance to pick up that $1 million bonus. See, Jeff Burton, Mark Martin just moves over, basically lets his teammate go by. Hoping he can get up another lap back, although the 99 car is 16 laps down.
Jeff Gordon has won 5 races this year, while Mark Martin has won 4. Finds himself second in the point standings coming into this race. That's where he was in the point standings at this time last year, and where he finished last year in points.
Jeff Gordon closed up right on the back bumper. Off Dale Jarrett. Right now he's able to get a little bit of draft on that 88 car, which is helping him go around this racetrack a little bit faster than he normally would be able to.
That lap for Jeff Gordon was 171.595 miles an hour, the fastest of the top 6. Next quick would be Mark Martin at 170.480. Here's Kenny Irwin, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, and Steve Park running together in 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And Mike Skinner, Benny, is running there in 9th position.
Yes, sir. Skinner's been able to get by Sterling Marlin, moved in 9th. Sterling Marlin is currently in 10th. Trickled back to 11th.
In comes Joe Nemechek and Bill Elliott. Irwin has been very steady in this race, running in the top 5 just about all afternoon long. Let's check them at the line as they cross. We'll get the speed report. Like Mark Martin may have had the fastest lap that time.
A little bit over 170.5 miles per hour. Steve Park's car has really been good. We see Jeff Burton has been able to get by Jeff Gordon as well. Boy, right now, Mark Martin said, I am in a Ford sandwich. Those 2 cars in front of him and the car behind him, all the Ford Taurus. And he can't expect to get a lot of help from those guys.
Martin was the 1978, 79, 80, and 86 ASA champion before he came to Winston Cup. This is his 5th year driving for the Jack Roush team. He has accumulated
what year?
The 5th
year driving for Jack Roush. He's been with Jack Roush 10 or 12 years now, Bob. Look. There we see him. He looks like he might be closing in.
Indeed he does. He's
on Jeff Gordon.
The interval whistle last time was just a little more than a half second. Check it this time around. You're right, Benny. He started driving with Jack Roush in '88. My mistake. Off the corner they come. Interval, no, it grew a little bit, about 0.6 of a second.
Yes, it grew just a little bit. So right now, those two cars, first and second, evenly matched. You know, these drivers will tell you they're not superstitious, but Jeff Gordon was tickled to qualify third because that's where he won from the last time, and Mark Martin's tickled to death to qualify seventh. He's won 3 of his 4 races this year, starting in 7th position.
Looks like it could come down to a battle between those two for supremacy this year at the Brickyard 400.
Need a faster truck?
Hey, this is yesterday's paper.
Now you have a chance to win a real Ron Hornaday NASCAR racing truck, a 1-year lease on a '99 Chevy pickup, or a tool set during Napa Auto Parts Trucking and Tools Sweepstakes and Sale. Come by today.
Tomorrow's paper.
Evercraft Tools, now 25% off.
Gordon is way behind. Stick a fork in Jeff. He's done. Oh, my. What is he thinking? Holy baloo. What the heck is that?
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Well, what could possess a man to drive like that?
Gotcha.
He's making his move backwards. Gordon wins.
We gotta get him a cup holder.
That's it. Generation Next.
Okay, guys, who's turning 50?
Do I look 50? Hey, I just turned 40. Not me. He's the older one. Older but faster. Yeah, right.
Well, who is turning 50?
NASCAR is. And Excite NASCAR Select is celebrating with the Big 50 celebration. Win NASCAR race tickets or the grand prize.
An MB&A MasterCard worth $50,000.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
Hey, they work.
The Big 50 celebration. Enter wherever Excite NASCAR Select is sold.
Oh, well.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. The IRL is open wheel and wheel-to-wheel. Wide open oval track speed. Wide open team competition. The world's best drivers. The world's best performance machines. The Indy Racing League. Come to the track because we come to race. The legend is going around. Follow the IRL to Atlanta on August 29th.
It's a World Cup reunion, MLS style. The best in the U.S. take on the world in the MLS All-Star Game, live Sunday at 2:30 on ABC.
From the director of Men in Black.
Back off, pal. My name is Kathy Baker, and I'm a public defender. Both of my brothers are Metro-Dade police, and my father was a federal marshal. My husband just left me for a dental technician named Debbie Lefkowitz, so believe me, mister, I am in no mood.
Maximum Bob, premiering Tuesday on ABC.
Kenny Irwin's day is over. He has crashed between turns 1 and 2. He had just lost 5th position to Terry Labonte. And Dale Earnhardt was right behind him, got into the outside wall, sliding to a stop in the middle of turn number 2.
His problem started over in turn 1, and he stopped over in turn 2. Let's see if we can see from the blimp. There we see the 5 car going in the corner. Here comes the 28 car, and Kenny Irwin just loses control. Earnhardt got so close to him, we talked about early in the race, that he took that air off the rear spoiler, and around goes the Texaco car.
There was no contact between Earnhardt and Irwin. He just lost the downforce, and the car got around on him. Scatters some photographers right here.
Watch those guys run. I don't blame them.
And from another angle, we see it once again. Boy, he had a great run going. Had been in the top 5 most of the day. But his first try at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Brickyard 400.
And guess what? The 88 car got another lap back.
That is right. Now only 1 lap down.
Robert Yates, the owner of that 28 car, This is not the first. This isn't his first rodeo. He's had a crashed race car before, so.
Well, we're on lap 117, Benny. Now, are we going to see some final pit stops here, or is it just a little bit too early?
Some of these guys might be able to make it to the end, and might gamble on making to the end. I don't know. It's a lot of laps to run.
Well, Benny, one team that will make that gamble will be the second-place machine, the Valvoline car for Mark Martin. $1 million up for grabs, as you know, for first and second there, should one of these cars win. And Jimmy Fennig and Jack Rouser's the master at fuel mileage calculations, continue to converse high atop the war wagon. They just radioed to Martin, if we pit now, we should be able to go the distance without having to stop again.
And Jack, likewise, down here in the Jeff Gordon pit, they have closed the pits this time by, so no one could come on the pit road. They were going to pit around lap 118 to 120, so next lap by would be 118, so that would have been their pit window anyway. They should be able to make it the rest of the way. Let's check in with Bill Weber.
And the fact the pits were closed just then may end up helping Ernie Irvin. The longest they've gone today is 42 laps. That was with a couple of cautions. They weren't sure they were going to be able to make it to the finish. This should help them out. They're going to come in, get 4 tires, make an air pressure adjustment, and they think they can get Ernie to the front.
Hey, guys, remember when I alluded before the 88 ran out of fuel about when you make a pit stop and take on 22 gallons of fuel, can you change 4 tires just as quick as loading the fuel? That was the debate that Mark Martin and Jimmy Fennig just had on the radio. Martin, looking desperately for track position, trying to beat Jeff Gordon out of the pit, said, should we consider 2 tires? And all Fennig said is, we can change 4 in 22 gallons. Don't worry about it, Mark. Jerry?
Hey, guys, Dale Jarrett is now just 1 lap down, and the man he talked to a moment ago, Steve Allen, who did the Gauss calculations, wearing that T-shirt under his uniform, which says, never give up. That may be somewhat of a premonition of what could happen here. Jarrett has come from 4 down to just 1 down and still plenty of time left. Bob?
In 33rd position. Today at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific on ABC Sports, a Tour de France special, the last weekend of the world's most prestigious cycling event. Don't miss the last time trial of the Tour, today at 5:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Pacific, here on ABC. All right, the pits are going to be open this time around.
The reason that the pits were closed the last time because Kenny Irwin had come to a stop at the exit of the pits. And these guys, if they'd made pit stops going back out, it would not have been a safe situation for the safety workers over there trying to pick his car up. So NASCAR wisely said, we'll wait until the next lap. Now we'll see all these guys dive in. We'll see guys change 4 tires. Like Bill Weber talked about on their top of the show, we'll see skin knuckles, skin knees. But if they get back out in front, it doesn't matter.
Here comes the line off corner number 4 down onto pit road. Jeff Gordon leading Martin and Irvin and others.
Some of the cars already stopping. Tire changes going on.
55 miles an hour is the speed limit on pit road. Here we go. Mark Martin arrives at his box. So does Jeff Gordon. Ernie Irvin pitted down toward turn number 1. Now arrives at his, while Mark Martin has...
The only change that Martin made was to replace the windshield cover. You know, a little tearaway? Other than that, it's a phenomenal stop here.
And we see Mark Martin is having a slow stop. 21.5 seconds. Look at Jeff Gordon. 16.6. Ernie Irvin, 19.3. Ernie will go back to about 5th spot. And Jeff Gordon looks like makes him out with a lead with a great pit stop, 16.6.
Just an unbelievable piece of work by the Rainbow Warriors, getting Jeff Gordon in and out in 16.5 seconds. 119 laps completed here in Indianapolis. Back with more coverage of the Brickyard 400 after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Are you concerned about losing more hair? Do you wonder how much further it will go? Do you wish you could do something about it? Well, now there's a pill for men with certain types of hair loss. Introducing Propecia. In clinical studies, the vast majority of men, 83%, maintain their current hair count, and most, 66%, regrew some hair. Take it daily and you could see results in as little as 3 months. Propecia is for men only. A small number of men experience certain sexual side effects. Each occurred in less than 2% of men. Women who are or may potentially be pregnant must not use it or handle broken tablets because of the risk of a specific kind of birth defect. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist and read the consumer information they can provide. Propecia, helping make hair loss history.
For a season of thrills, follow the Indy Racing League. Open wheel and wheel-to-wheel. Wide open oval track speed. Come to the track, because we come to race.
Spin City has moved to Tuesday. Now you can see it on Wednesday. You can only watch it on Tuesday. Unless you tape it, then you can watch it when you want.
Woo! Spin City, Tuesdays at 9, 8 Central. In a summer of reruns, here's something brand new.
The hits keep on coming.
It's so new, they don't even know what they're gonna do.
I'd like to take you out for a few drinks, but I'm a minor.
Come on, I'm horny. Whose line is it anyway? With Drew Carey, premiering Wednesday.
I am predicting a lot of booty tonight.
Watch Pam Martin's investigation, Monday at 5 on Channel 2 Action News.
You know, I can tell just by looking whether a vehicle's been driven hard or not. This guy's one of my regular customers. Scorched brake rotors, beat up oil pan, probably never takes his foot off the gas. And he trusts me to make sure it performs when he needs it most. So there's only one brand of auto parts I trust, CarQuest. I mean, you never know. Someday, he might need to give me a ride.
CarQuest, the professional choice. Channel 2 Action News with Monica Kaufman and John Pruitt.
Robin Roberts back in our Wide World Sports Studios in New York. We'll get back to the Brickyard 400 in just a moment. We still have the Tour de France and the Hall of Fame game coming up. Coming up next, though, it's IROC. Jeff Gordon won round 1 at Daytona in February. IROC's points leader, Mark Martin, claimed the second race at the California Speedway. Jeff Burton held off Tommy Kendall to win race 3 at the Michigan Speedway. Again, IROC, the final race coming up from the Brickyard right after the Brickyard 400. One NFL note. A day after losing Marvin Jones for the year with a knee injury, the New York Jets have signed former Chicago Bear Brian Cox. A controversial Cox joins his 3rd NFL team. He began his career with the Miami Dolphins. How about some football tonight? The AFC-NFC Hall of Fame game. Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorfer joined in the booth by Boomer Esiason. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern tonight here on ABC. Back to Bob Jenkins at the Brickyard.
Thank you, Robin. Still under caution here, but we will be going green next time around. Let's get a report from our reporters down in the pits. Here's Jerry Punch.
At the top of the day, Bob, we talked about the possibility of history repeating itself in 1994. Jeff Gordon qualified 3rd and won it today. He started 3rd, and he is poised. Behind me, Ray Evernham says they have made their final stop. The car is dialed in. They have fresh Goodyear Eagles all the way around, a full tank of fuel. It's all up for the young man in the seat. Evernham doesn't look like he's too worried that they can't hold on and possibly win it. Let's go to Jackaroo.
Well, Jerry, Jimmy Fenning and the crew chief for Mark Martin, they had a lot of confidence that they could beat the Rainbow Warriors on a head-to-head duel on pit road. They had it done until a lug nut. You see this right here? And the glue that holds it on popped off when the right front wheel went on. They had to scurry to put another lug nut on. Those split seconds cost them track position. Bill?
Twice, Ernie Irvin has come so close to winning here at the Brickyard, but he never has. Right now, he's in a very sensitive race car. Loose when the sun is out, tight when the sun goes behind a cloud. This crew wants a cloud. They just had a very good pit stop. They took a half pound of air pressure out of the right front tire. And Ryan Pemberton told his driver, be very, very smooth on the throttle. Fuel mileage is critical.
They line up now for the restart. Dale Earnhardt is at the front of the field. He's only led 1 lap. We've had 9 lead changes so far, coming off our 7th caution period. And notice again that Dale Jarrett is lined up beside Dale Earnhardt. is now only one lap down in 30th position. In second position is Mike Skinner, followed by Sterling Marlin, then Jeff Gordon, Bobby Labonte, and Terry Labonte.
Here we come down for the restart. Earnhardt hits the accelerator, so does Jarrett.
And Earnhardt gets a good restart, Benny, and Jarrett's going to have to fight a little bit harder this time to get that lap back so early.
Yes, he will. Watch this coming off this short chute. Watch this, Bob.
Whoa, make that an easy move for Dale Jarrett. My goodness.
That car is very, very fast. But here comes Earnhardt back down the backstretch.
He got a little loose coming out of the corner. Jarrett did, and that allowed Earnhardt to get to the inside, and Jarrett goes a lap down once again as they enter turn number 3, too wide. The 99 car of Jeff Burton is 15 laps down in 37th position. Just trying to get a lap back here.
Looks like he's going to be able to do it. He has the position on Earnhardt. And Skinner gets by Jarrett. Here comes Jeff Gordon on the inside of Dale Jarrett. He gets by. Bobby Labonte is going to get by.
So Jarrett's attempt to get that final lap back is not being as successful as earlier.
Here comes a battle for the second spot between Jeff Gordon and Mike Skinner. Gordon is looking. Is he there? Yes, he's there.
Gordon in second position now. He has one car now between him, no cars between himself and Dale Earnhardt, the leader. Gordon begins to chase him down.
Jarrett trying to get back up front. He's on the inside of Bobby Labonte there in the blue car. Meanwhile, Jeff Gordon trying his best to catch Dale Earnhardt.
The interval officially 38 hundredths of a second, but it's more like 4 or 5 car lengths, and that interval is shrinking as Gordon has a good run coming off the second corner and down the backstretch.
Jarrett gets on the inside of Skinner, gets by him. Meanwhile, Gordon gets closer and closer to Dale Earnhardt.
Still a very popular driver here in his former home state of Indiana. Growing up in Pittsburgh, Indiana, which is about 15 or so miles west of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coming here so that he could have a better shot at driving sprint cars at the age of 13.
Look at that last lap. Jeff Gordon, 171.2 miles per hour. There, right on the back bumper of Earnhardt. Boy, he drove in the corner. As a matter of fact, he drove it in too deep. Here he comes off the corner. Gets a good grip, good run off the corner. Tries to close in.
Corner too quickly.
Oh, he's looking this time. He's there.
He's got him.
Gordon goes in the lead.
He's got him. Jeff Gordon takes the lead on the 127th lap.
And here comes Jarrett on the inside of Earnhardt.
Still trying to get that final lap back. He positions himself between Gordon and Earnhardt.
This those folks in turn 3.
Jeff Gordon won the largest purse in NASCAR Winston Cup history of $613,000 when he won here in 1994. He is looking at a huge payday if he can win this race, including the $1 million No Bull 5. Down to the pits once again.
Bob, early in the race, we saw on the first two stops, Dale Earnhardt took 2 tires, both right-side tires. Then they finally had to take 4 to get the car back to where they wanted it. They used the 2-tire stop for track position to move them into contention. That's exactly what they did on their last stop. Just 2 tires. That's how Earnhardt got up front. Now we have to see if 2 tires can keep him up front.
Bobby Labonte closes in on Earnhardt in the battle for the second position. Bobby finished second here last year.
Also finished third in Charlotte in the Coca-Cola 600. That's why he's eligible for the noble $1 million.
29 cars are on the lead lap.
Now there's 30 cars on the lead lap because Dale Jarrett is now back in the lead lap. And here comes Bobby Labonte for second spot. He has it. Mike Skinner in 4th, Kerry Labonte in 5th. Mark Martin is back in 6th spot.
And behind Martin, Sterling Marlin, Ernie Irvin. Mike Skinner has had a good run here at the Brickyard today.
And Mark Martin is working his way back. I think he was about 10th or 12th after this stop. Remember, we talked about that slow pit stop when the lug nut fell off the wheel when they put it up there. He's flicking them off one at a time.
Interval between first and second now, a second and a half. 2 seconds back to Earnhardt in third. And then a bit of a gap back to the 4th place car of Mike Skinner, who you'll recall subbed for Dale Earnhardt the 1996 race here when Earnhardt was injured.
And Mark Martin now in 5th spot and closing in on 4th spot.
So some good battling going on behind the leader, Jeff Gordon, but he has stretched out his advantage on Bobby Labonte to almost a second and a half. We watch Mark Martin chase Mike Skinner down the front straightaway. Makes no attempt to take over that position.
And Mark needs to get by as quickly as he can. If he's going to win this race, he cannot stay long behind Skinner. He's there. He may have him.
He's going to get a good run off the second corner maybe, and down the back chute. He moves alongside Mike Skinner. And Mark Martin goes into 4th spot. So it's Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, Mark Martin, and Mike Skinner, the top 5, with the laps clicking off at Indy.
All across America, you're there to see us through. Just around the corner, a neighborhood Jiffy Lube.
You depend on your car, so trust it to Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube makes it easy. Every 3,000 miles.
3,000 miles, you make us smile. America's Jiffy Lube.
Drive in, drive out, drive on.
Meet Sean Graham, veteran stuntman. This is how he lives. This is what he drives. What else would he drive? Chevy S10, like a rock.
All right, you got the list on you?
Yeah, I got the list right here.
We're going to Napa. It's the best place for parts.
Fine. You know what? If I ran Napa, here's what I would do. I would widen the aisles a little bit. I would put a brand new sign so it'd make things easy to find.
Okay.
And I'd have a state-of-the-art computer system to be able to find those parts like that.
Okay, but you've got to admit you can't beat Napa for the knowledge. I mean, they carry more parts than anybody.
I agree.
Oh, you agree for a change?
Yes, for a change. All I'm saying is they should fix the stores up a little. Wow. I could live with this.
Rusty, it's a woodchuck and he's hurt.
Rusty, it's up to you.
Before you give away your child, know who you're giving it to.
You did something to your baby.
Alyssa Milano, Connie Celica. The Surrogate, ABC Sunday.
I think they're a little dated. I wasn't always Mr. Wrong.
The play!
Quasimodo! Would you mind?
The all-new Fantasy Island, this fall on ABC. It's not the same old trip.
Back at the Brickyard 400, where Mark Martin has just passed Dale Earnhardt, and Martin is now third.
He's about 4 1/4 seconds behind their leader, Jeff Gordon. We'll have to check and see if he's gaining, losing, what's going to happen in the next few laps. Here comes the second place car, Bobby Labonte. There's Martin and Earnhardt.
Dale Jarrett is back on the tail end of the lead lap in 30th position.
Guys, Jeff Gordon just radioed a moment ago to Ray Evernham and said, tell the NASCAR official I've got oil on my windshield. Somebody out there is putting oil on the racetrack, and I'm getting a windshield of it. So they went over and told the NASCAR official. Now all the observers have been alerted around the racetrack to watch and see. I'm sure he probably doesn't want a caution flag because that would mean the 88 car will be on the lead lap and be able to come in again. But if there's oil on the track, they may not have any choice.
We don't see any evidence of that on our onboard camera, however. Bill Weber?
Well, Kenny Irwin is trying to prepare himself to get back in the car. I know you're disappointed. A great run. What happened?
You know, the way these cars have it set up with the 5-and-5 rule, when somebody gets right up under you, it feels like they actually hit you. I don't know if that happened or not, but it's definitely took all the air off the race floor.
Well, that isn't exactly what happened because there was no contact between Kenny and Dale Earnhardt.
Well, guys, you know, you heard Jerry Punch talk about the oil on the windshield of the leader and Jeff Gordon's car. Well, there's a team that hopes that will bring out a yellow. We know it is 88 Dale Jarrett. You know about rally caps in baseball? They've all put yellow tape on their caps. But what do you do if you don't wear a ball cap? Well, why don't you just put it right up on your head?
We got 25 laps to go. And if we stay green, we will be here now for the conclusion of the race without commercial interruption. There's the interval that Jeff Gordon has over Bobby Labonte. Almost 2 seconds now separate first and second.
And check this out. Here comes Ricky Rudd trying to get by Ernie Irvin. Remember we saw Rick, what was Ricky running before? 26, 27, someplace early in the race when we showed him. Right now, Ricky Rudd is running in 8th spot trying to get by our leader, Ernie Irvin. So they have obviously made some huge changes on this car, and they're working.
Ricky's best finish in 1998 was 6th at Dover. He's had a very good run here this afternoon in 8th, looking for 7th. Right ahead is Ernie Irvin, the pole sitter for today's race.
Folks, Mark Martin, I'm not hyping this. Mark Martin is gaining on Jeff Gordon. He is 4 seconds back. I don't know if he's got enough time to catch him, but he is gaining on Jeff Gordon.
Tomorrow live at 2:30 Eastern on ABC Sports, it's the USA versus the world again. Major League Soccer All-Star Game from Orlando, Florida. Watch the best MLS players from the U.S. take on the MLS stars from around the world. Here on ABC tomorrow at 2:30. Jeff Gordon separating himself from second place Labonte, but Mark Martin is catching Bobby Labonte. Here's John Andretti, who's having a top 10 run here this afternoon. He's in 9th place.
And Rusty Wallace, after his right front tire going flat, has worked his way back to the 10th position. Let's see, Rusty.
And coming from a lap down earlier this afternoon to now run in the 11th spot just behind Rusty Wallace is Kenny Schrader. Jeff Gordon once again. Back to Bobby Labonte, about 2 1/3 seconds behind last lap. But look how Mark Martin has been able to close in on Bobby.
And you would think that at this point in time that Jimmy Finnick would be radioing Mark Martin the lap times and telling him how he was closing, because they are convinced that they can not only pass the 18, but maybe before time runs out, pass for the lead. But they remain completely incommunicado until right now. And finally, they tell Mark Martin just how fast he's going. So Martin now knows that he can close.
There's how the interval has decreased between first and second from 4.4 seconds on lap 133, first to third, I should say, from 4.4 seconds on lap 133. And now it is less than 4.
It's almost 3.5 seconds now. Mark, as we said, is getting closer and closer. But does he have enough time? It looks like it's not that far. And it's 21 laps to go, but he's only gaining about 1/10 of a second per lap.
Guys, updating the oil situation, Jeff Gordon commented on a minute ago. He radioed and said he thought he saw oil on the racetrack. Well, some of the crew members, as I told you, ran over to grab the NASCAR officials, and then before they grabbed them, the senior crew member here, Ray Evernham, said, "Hey, Jeff, we don't need a caution flag. That's the worst thing that could happen." Gordon replied, "What oil? I don't see any oil."
Remember the No Bull $5 million bonus? That's up for grabs. Jeff Gordon is the leader. Bobby Labonte is running in second and Mark Martin third, so we could very well give away $1 million here in the next few moments.
It's a goner. Put it in the bank. It's a goner. Write the check. I just don't know whose name you put on the check here. That's the problem.
That remains to be seen. The last lap was run fastest by Mark Martin, 168.4. Jeff Gordon, the leader, 167.001. Bobby Labonte at 167.2.
Last lap, Mark Martin picked up 4/10 of a second. 4/10 of a second on the leader, Jeff Gordon. I think right now he's getting some draft from Bobby Labonte. I think that's what's really helping him right now. And now he's 2 3/4 seconds behind the leader.
So he had a high exit off corner number 2 there down the backstretch.
I thought maybe that was his line, but I guess that you're right. I was thinking he just missed that corner a little bit. Leader Jeff Gordon go by. Here comes Bobby Labonte. Mark Martin.
Mark Martin loves this race car. The 4 events that he's won this year have been in this car.
And you're right, Bob. He lost a little time that time. But he's there on Bobby Labonte's back bumper. Now then, if he has to follow Labonte for 5 or 10 laps before he can get by, that will ruin his chances of catching Jeff Gordon. Rest assured, he will do what he can do to get by as quickly as possible, because this is not the big prize. The big prize is up there. He just went by.
17 laps to go when they come down and hit the mark this time. Jeff Gordon looking to become the first repeat winner in the history of the Brickyard 400. Labonte and Martin, of course, looking for their first wins here. And Benny, he just cannot find the opportunity to make a run. Maybe this is it. Into corner number 1. He's trying to get alongside of Labonte in the short shoot. He may have him here. Yes.
He's there. He's there, and he has 17 laps to go catch that guy. And he's 2.5 seconds behind. Just 2.5 seconds. There's the distance.
Mark Martin revealed earlier this year that he has a herniated disc in his back and will have surgery, but not until the season is over. Listen to the crowd. I'm not sure who they're cheering for, but they love it.
They like it. Using this racetrack. He's going in low, coming off high, trying to run that perfect line, trying his best to do what he can to catch Jeff Gordon. He lost a little bit. In passing Bobby Labonte that time, he lost about 1/4 of a second.
seconds.
And we see that Jeff Gordon did, in fact, that time have the fastest lap.
Second fastest was Ernie Irvin, and Martin was third.
But he passed Bobby Labonte in that lap and been able to run third fastest and passing Labonte. He's still got a pretty good race car under him. And we can see how quickly he's been able to put distance on Bobby Labonte.
Mark Martin won the fastest race in NASCAR Winston Cup history at 188.3 mile an hour average in May of '97 at Talladega in a race that was run without a caution. In only 2.62 seconds.
He only gained 0.02 of a second that lap. So it looks like that draft that he was getting from Bobby Labonte was really helping Mark Martin.
His speed was slightly faster than Jeff Gordon, but just slightly.
There are 15 laps to go.
Still 30 cars on the lead lap. Dale Jarrett remains the final car on the lead lap. Martin is second in points in the NASCAR Winston Cup standings, and Jeff Gordon leads the points.
See the leader, Jeff Gordon, is catching some slow cars, some traffic out there. Some of that traffic might slow him down. Mark Martin not able to pick up. He picked up 0.03 of a second that lap. I'm sorry, 0.05 of a second that lap.
Martin's wins in 1998 have been in Las Vegas, Texas, California, and Michigan. Jeff Gordon has won at Rockingham, Bristol, Charlotte, Sears Point, and Pocono.
Being last week. Jeff Burton going in the pits. And that slow car did not hinder Jeff Gordon's progress any whatsoever. Sorry, that was Jeff Godin I saw coming in the pits.
Continues to drive like he's on a rail out there. Last lap, 168.199, faster than any other car.
You're right, Mark Martin lost 400 to Jeff Gordon that last time.
After moving here and beginning his sprint car career, he won the USAC Midget Championship in 1990. Won the USAC Silver Crown title in 1991, and also the Busch Series Rookie of the Year honors that year. He was the 93 Rookie of the Year in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. And has been twice champion in 95 and 97. The gap just doesn't seem to be closing very fast, Benny, and again, the laps are winding down. We'll have 11 to go next time they hit the line.
Well, Mark Martin gained some that time. He gained about 0.3 of a second that time. If he can get close enough to that 24 car and start getting some of the wind riding in that wake and get that draft, then he'll start really closing in. And these drivers, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, have to hit that line perfectly each and every lap. If they don't, it's going to show up on the watch. It's going to slow these cars down. 2 1/4 seconds. Mark Martin was behind the last time. This time.
Sliding in the middle of the racetrack.
Car in the wall, turn 3, I heard.
Still rolling to the inside.
It's Ricky Rudd with a right front tire flat.
Running in 7th position. Rudd is down on the acceleration lane, so he's out of the traffic. But a terrible break for Ricky Rudd, the defending champion of this race. And Steve Park is also slow in turn 4.
Yellow flag is out.
And the yellow is out. Oh, this is going to tighten things up.
And puts Dale Jarrett back on the lead lap, on the tail end of the lead lap. But unfortunately, he's got 29 cars in front of him.
And the yellow will come out at the completion of lap number 150. 10 laps to go in the Brickyard 400. Well, forget about that interval now. Mark Martin is going to be right on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon when we go green again.
Like Ray said, Jeff, we don't need a caution flag. There's the pace car slowing Jeff Gordon down. There comes Mark Martin with 10 laps to go under NASCAR rules. The lap cars cannot pull up behind the leader, beside the leader. They must start behind them. So all the cars on the lead lap, all 29 of them, now 28 of them, will line up nose to tail.
And Benny, that was the first thing that Jack Roush mentioned to his crew, since they were going to get the benefit of that 10 lap to go rule. They down here in the 6th pit think that they have something left for car 24. They just wanted a chance to show it.
Now the question, where do you start making pit stops? Where do you start putting on fresh tires? I mean, obviously, Dale Jarrett will come in and put on 4 fresh tires because he's last. He'll be able to pass all those cars and get to the end of that long line. How far up does it go? Does Ted Musgrave run in at 20th? Does he stop and get tires? That's what we're going to find out when these cars get to the entrance to pit road.
A couple of real good runs apparently have come to an end, Benny, because we saw the reason for the caution, Ricky Rudd and also Steve Park.
Steve Park, what a great run that kid had going earlier in the race. There we see him, the wrecker, hooking up to Steve Park.
On board with Steve Park now.
Oh, same thing that happened to Kenny Irwin.
And he banged the wall pretty good with the left side of the car.
Well, the green flag is out. Now, which one of these cars will come into the pits? There comes Musgrave. He's running in 20th. The blue and yellow car back there. Yes, he's coming in the pits. He's going, whoop, no, he's not.
A little fake job there.
Yeah, here comes the 97 car. He is coming in the pits.
All pulling for you, pits 99 crew, okay? Okay.
Chad Little comes in, and here is Dale Jarrett on pit road.
Yes, he is. Putting those 4 fresh tires, trying to get as many positions as he can. And who knows, we might get 2 or 3 caution flags these last 10 laps.
Sure. Always that possibility. This race is far from over. This caution has really perhaps hurt Jeff Gordon. We'll see in a few minutes, but it did certainly allow Mark Martin and the others to close in as Dale Jarrett arrives at his pit box and the crew goes to work.
And Bob, the rally caps must have worked because they got their caution flag. The question is, did they get enough time left? Only 2 right side tires down, a little bit of fuel, and he is away.
Mark Martin has come up through the traffic. Here he is passing Mike Skinner to 4th, passing Earnhardt to 3rd. And here he is taking 2nd position from Bobby Labonte. And that's the way they are as we get set for a restart here. Gordon, Martin, Labonte, Skinner, and Ernie Irvin has gone into 5th position, putting Dale Earnhardt back to 6th, with John Andretti running 7th, Terry Labonte 8th, Rusty Wallace 9th, and Ken Schrader in the top 10.
You know, I think that Mark Martin, after that lug nut fell off on that pit stop and he went back in the line, I think he went back about 10th or 11th someplace and has worked his way back to the 2nd spot, right behind Jeff Gordon.
Down to Jerry Punch.
Guys, a moment ago, Jeff Gordon radioed in to ask his motor man in the pits a question. He said, I need to know how hard I can turn this engine. Now, they have 2 amplifier boxes, 2 ignition boxes with different rev limiter chips in. He can switch to an alternative box with a higher rev limiter, meaning he can turn over 9,000 RPMs these final few laps if he wants to. The question is, should he, and would the engine be able to take it here with this many miles on it? The answer was, switch it if you need it.
9 laps to go now. 151 complete in the 5th annual Brickyard 400. There is Jack Roush, the owner of many cars in his stable, and there's Ray Evernham, who leads Jeff Gordon's team. The Goodyear Blimp Spirit of Akron is proud to be part of the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. And for over 70 of those years, the Goodyear Blimps have been making appearances over spectacular events, such as today's Brickyard 400. Don't forget, coming up next, the International Race of Champions. Can Mark Martin win his third IROC title in a row? You'll see it at the conclusion of our Brickyard telecast.
And that race was held right here yesterday afternoon.
7.5 laps remain in this one. Got a shot there of Darrell Waltrip, who's running back in 13th position. Dick Trickle is 14th. Ricky Craven in 15th spot. Kyle Petty running 16th. Then it's Jimmy Spencer in 17th. Morgan Shepherd running in the 18th position.
I wonder if it reminded Jeff Gordon about that missed shift he had at Pocono that time 3 or 4 years ago when he was leading the race about like this on the restart. You know, they will restart in second gear. They'll have to shift to third, back to fourth.
About all there is to do now, Benny, is say a prayer.
And that's what he's doing. All three of those cars, as you can see, the front spoiler, front air dam, got a chance to pick up that money, that $1 million. Top 3 cars. Like I said, write the check. I just don't know how. You fill in the numbers, I just don't know the name. Here we go.
7 laps to go at the Brickyard 400. Jeff Gordon accelerates as the green flag comes out once again. It's a pretty good jump as the others behind him bunch up.
Earnhardt now on the inside of Ernie Irvin trying to take away that 5th spot. And here's John Andretti. He's going to try to take away the 6th spot.
Earnhardt has Ernie Irvin. John Andretti trying to squeeze his way beneath Ernie, and he has successfully done so. And following him would be Rusty Wallace. Our attention focuses up front, however, as Jeff Gordon has been able to maintain about a 4-car length advantage on this first green flag lap over Mark Martin. 6 laps to go. The interval officially is 43/100ths of a second, almost a half second separating first and second.
Jeff Gordon averaged 167 miles per hour that lap, even considering having to restart. Oh, we got a crash down at turn 1. Jimmy Spencer goes around.
Looks like he may keep going. Nope, the car's going to stop, and this will bring out another caution. The caution is out.
They will race back to the line
and complete 155 laps. Here's the checkered flag, the caution flag being given to Gordon.
When you get down here, Mark, stay to the inside. The car's up against the wall in the middle.
Now, there's going to be a bit of a cleanup down in turn number 1, Benny, and we recall when we did the race at Richmond a while back, they red flagged the race in order that there could be a green flag finish. What do you think here?
I don't know. I guess it depends. Never see the contact between that Jeff Green?
Yes.
Jeff Green and Jimmy Spencer. We see Dale Jarrett going on the grass to get by. And there's Spencer up in the outside retaining wall. One more look. And look at Jarrett go right by that wreck.
By the way, Jarrett has moved up to 18th position now as the caution is out. And the safety crew is there very quickly to try to get this car off the racetrack as quickly as possible and get the track in raceable condition so that we can have a green flag finish.
I would bet that pace car is not running 65 miles per hour what he's supposed to run.
Well, that's what they're shooting for, but it's more than just a trophy. It is the symbol of a win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And possibly for 2 drivers, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte, the drivers running first, second, and third, $1 million bonus. under caution. Back with more in just a moment.
How's the car, Dale? We'll tie it off. 0 cars moving up. Get them on the inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal.
Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
A lot of folks need peace of mind these days, and that's just what they get with Napa Auto Care's Peace of Mind warranty. Repairs are guaranteed on both parts and labor for 6 months or 6,000 miles anywhere they travel. And when they use the Napa card, their guarantee doubles to 12 months or 12,000 miles. How do I know our customers find peace of mind here? Because I own this shop, and their peace of mind is guaranteed.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
We care about what we do. Make sure everything is just right. We're proud to have our name on our work. That's what Jiffy Lube's signature service is all about. Jiffy Lube's signature service. Our name is on the line. And we offer Pennzoil.
The Brickyard 400 on ABC Sports. Brought to you by Team Monte Carlo. Chevy, the cars more champions trust. Napa Auto Parts, we keep America running. Pennzoil, specially formulated for today's stop-and-go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. And Miller Lite, new labels, same great taste at Miller Tire.
The track crew has gotten Jimmy Spencer's car off the racetrack. There will be no question of whether we should go red or not because we are going green this time around. They will have 3 laps to go.
And you saw these guys weaving the car back and forth. These tires are used. They're hot. They pick up all kinds of debris on the racetrack. They're weaving the car back and forth, trying to rid their car of any debris that might slide, the car might slide on when they get down the corner. Here we see, here's the leader, Jeff Gordon. You're right in with him. There's the second place car, Mark Martin, right behind him. Both cars a chance to pick up $1 million bonus if they can get to the checkered line, checkered flag first.
Green flag waves, back to racing for 3 laps at the Brickyard. Oh, and a crash up in the straightaway, and this may end things. Several cars involved in an incident before crossing the start-finish line.
But the problem is, Bob, there's a car sitting there, and they've got to. Now Nemechek is moving. I thought they were going to have to drive through a car sitting on the racetrack because they're racing back to the line. The first one back wins.
The caution flag is out, but remember, they race back to the caution in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. And so Jeff Gordon is going to have to make sure that he keeps Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte behind him. Here they come off of corner number 4. And Ricky Rudd's car is very badly damaged as the caution is out, and Jeff Gordon will cross the line first to complete lap 158. 2 to go, and that could have been it.
Well, the next time, now the pace car is going to pick them up. And there's no way in the world they can clean up these cars in 2 laps that I can see. The pace car will pick them up down in the corner.
The crowd is sensing a win by Jeff Gordon, the pace car. Oh, we have a car into the wall up ahead of Jeff Gordon, the leader, under caution.
I think that might be Robert Presley.
Here's a damaged car of Chad Little here at the bottom of your screen. So all kinds of activity here in the closing laps of this race. That is Robert Presley, who's up against the wall in corner number 2. We will not go back to green because we have cars literally all over the racetrack. Here's what happened as the green was coming out.
And we see that someone just ran right in the back of, we saw the back of Jeff Green's car jump up in the air.
He was hit by Joe Nemechek, but there could have been contact before that. In any case, it littered the straightaway with wrecked race cars. With it looks like Ricky Rudd coming out on the short end of everything. In some parts of the country, Jeff Gordon is not a particularly liked driver. He is booed and jeered at several racetracks, but not here in Indiana. He has a tremendous fan following still. They love him. And it looks like he's going to become the second, going to be the driver who wins a second Brickyard 400. The white flag is out. One more lap to go. We will not go back to green, and Jeff Gordon will be the winner of the 1998 Brickyard 400.
Up there from Ricky Rudd and see what happened. You see what's going to cause all the damage to Rudd's car. Oh, I see it was Robert Presley's car.
Let's get down to Jerry Punch in the Jeff Gordon pit.
All right, Ray Evernham getting ready to watch as these cars come by. He says that even with the fact that there's no way they can lose this race, his personal superstition is not to talk into the checkered flag. So watch Ray being congratulated by Andy Petrie behind me. Let's get over here to John Hendrick for a second, who is subbing for his brother, Rick Hendrick. And John, what a day, huh? What a day. Congratulations. You didn't need that one caution flag on lap 10, but this one you didn't mind.
Oh, man, this one it was okay. We didn't want any of them because we wanted to win it clean and win it straight out. What a heck of a job for the crew. Hey, Rick, brother, this one's for you. We worked hard for this one all year, buddy. This one's for you.
A lot of emotion from John Hendrick. And now Ray Evernham and the Rainbow Warriors. It is pure superstition. They know they can't lose this race. They will be on the wall as Jeff Gordon will come out of turn 4, and they will come off, leap in the air, and celebrate. That's what they've done 5 times this year. Now make it 6 times in 1998.
It will be the largest person in NASCAR history that is awarded to Jeff Gordon. He will win the No Bull 5. Jeff Gordon is going to become the first repeat winner of the Brickyard 400, taking honors here in 1994. About to take the checkered flag in 1998. The pace car has them in tow, coming off corner number 4. They're coming down the straightaway right now. And just to make it absolutely official, at 65 miles an hour behind the pace car, Jeff Gordon wins the 1998 Brickyard 400. And the No Bull 5 $1 million bonus. We will be back to talk with Jeff Gordon in just a few moments as he is cheered by the crowd. But right now, let's go to our Wide World of Sports studio in New York. Your host, Robin Roberts.
Thank you very much. We'll get back out to you in just a moment at the Brickyard. But first, let's tell everybody that's coming up next. It's IROC, also from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the International Race of Champions, the final leg. Find out who wins the series. That's today in just a bit from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Also today in Canton, Ohio, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. 5 inductees today. Leading the way, Mike Singletary, named to 10 Pro Bowls, led the Chicago Bears to victory in Super Bowl 20. One of the greatest offensive linemen in NFL history, Anthony Munoz. Miami Dolphins center Dwight Stevenson, named to the All-NFL team of the 1980s. The all-time leader in interceptions, Paul Krause. And Eagle Tommy McDonald left the game in 1968 with the second most touchdown receptions in league history. And today in Canton, the class of 98, led by Tommy McDonald, posing with his twin, Mike Singletary, a bit more nostalgic.
I want to thank everybody that I ever played with, the Chicago Bears and in college and in high school, because all of those guys made a difference. All of those guys contributed to me being here. And all of those guys are part of this team.
And you can see more of the induction ceremonies at halftime of the Hall of Fame game tonight here on ABC. Al Michaels, Dan Deerdorf, joining the booth by Boomer Esiason at 7 p.m. Eastern. Back out now to Bob Jenkins at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for more of the wrap-up of the Brickyard 400.
Robin, thank you very much. And there is the man of the day. Jeff Gordon still on his cool-down lap. He is about to enter a very hallowed and special part of real estate here in the Indiana area, and in fact of all of auto racing, Victory Lane at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's check out how they finished, with Mark Martin finishing in second position, followed by Bobby Labonte, Mike Skinner, Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvin. The yellow marks indicate the drivers that led at least a lap. Jeff Gordon, 2 yellow marks rather. He led the most laps.
See Andretti, Rusty Wallace, and see Dale Jarrett worked his way back to 16th from about a 38th place position. 20 spots he picked up.
There were 24 cars on the lead lap when the checkered flag dropped.
And Jeremy Mayfield, by getting back out, did pick up 1 spot or 3 points.
6 cars dropped out of the race. Jeff Gordon still has not made his way quite yet to Victory Lane, which is beneath the Master Control Tower here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which is going to be replaced very, very soon. It's been here since 1957. The International Race of Champions is coming up here on ABC as soon as we can interview Jeff Gordon. The final race of the 1998 series coming up. It was held yesterday here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Now the DuPont Chevy has arrived in Victory Lane.
You can hear the engine has been extinguished. Jeff Gordon pausing for a moment with Max Helton from MRO Ministries. And what should be the largest payday in American motorsports, over $1.5 million, including the No Bull 5 bonus, will go to Jeff Gordon, who grew up in nearby Pittsboro, Indiana, who won the inaugural Brickyard 400, who now today, after starting as he did in that first race from 3rd spot, he did it again today, and ladies and gentlemen, he becomes the first ever 2-time winner of the Brickyard 400 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You can see he just does not believe that this has occurred today. A great ride for this young man, defending Winston Cup champion. Now he gets the applause and the cheers of over 350,000 people here today. Jeff getting a kiss from his wife, Brooke. Jeff, you didn't need that last caution, not the one that gave you the checkered flag, but the one before that, because Martin really closed.
He made a great effort. I tell you, he drove in on me in turn 2 and was trying to, get on my rear bumper, and I didn't know if I could get away from him. I think he got a little bit tight when he got real close to me coming off of 2, and oh man, I just don't know what to say. This is just unbelievable. I mean, I guess when it's meant to be, it's just meant to be. And in '94, just everything went our way, and today everything went our way. I feel bad for Dale Jarrett and Jeff Burton. They had awesome race cars, but my team did a great job in the pits. The guys did an awesome job just getting this DuPont Automotive Finishes Chevrolet in this victory lane. They won it so bad, and so did we, and can't thank them enough. This is awesome.
Well, there's a presentation that has to be made by the Indianapolis Motor Speedway President Tony George. If we can bring him forward. Tony, it's all yours.
Thank you, Jack. Jeff, once again, congratulations. It's a pleasure to present you for the second time the PPG Trophy. You drove a heck of a race today, and it's going to be a very special day, young man, so enjoy it.
Mine didn't look like this when I got the first one.
Gordon raises the trophy above his head. He's the winner here at Indianapolis. Thanks to Jack Arute, Jerry Punch, Bill Weber, and Benny Parsons. I'm Bob Jenkins. Thank you for joining us for the 5th annual Brickyard 400 from Indianapolis. Stay tuned for the International Race of Champions coming up next here on ABC Sports.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of ABC Sports.